We can guard their first shot offense. It's all about rebounding, though. You know, they're the best offensive rebounding team in the country. 25% of their points come off of second chance opportunities. So, got to do a great job of keeping them off the glass. And if we do that, we can get out in transition because they really struggle in transition defense. You know, and then once we get the ball to the half court, we got to really ball screen them to death because they struggle in ball screen defense as well. Any type of foul trouble we can get them in would be huge because they have such a limited bench. But first 10 minutes of each half, they're going to be really good and really fresh. They're going to hit us in the mouth, but we got to make sure that over a 40-minute game that we wear them out, try and tire them out, and then win at the end of halves.
What's the key to keeping them off the offensive glass?
I mean, all 5 guys, when a shot goes up, has got to find a body. Even if your guy doesn't go, you know, you got to go hit Oscar. You know, you got to go hit Toppin. You got to go hit one of the other guys that's going across the offensive glass because they're going really hard. They're going to put 2 hands on our back every single time. We got to play through physicality, rebound it, get out, advance pass it, and score in transition.
In Wednesday's win against Ole Miss, the Rebels out-rebounded Auburn 38-28. It'll be a true test for the Tigers as Kentucky leads the SEC in rebounding, snatching 38.4 boards per game. The 60-second scout is presented by the Raymond J. Harbert College of Business. Accelerate your career with an online MBA from the Harbert College of Business. Learn why they're ranked among the nation's best at harbert.auburn.edu. Well, junior center Dylan Cardwell, he's a man with many nicknames and an exuberant personality. Whether you know him as the Jumbotron Man, the King of the Jumble, or simply Cap, Dylan has carved out his role on this team as a key leader and player off the bench. Earlier this week, Cardwell and teammate Leor Berman were both honored on the 2022-23 Academic All-District men's basketball team, which recognizes the nation's top student athletes for their combined performances on the court and in the classroom. Andy Burcham sits down with Dylan Cardwell for today's Player Profile.
You and Leor named to the all-district academic team. You've got a 3.8. Talk about that work off the floor and in the classroom for you.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say all glory to God. And, you know, big thanks to my mom. You know, when I was in 6th grade, I failed a math test pretty bad, and she got with me. And she was like, hey, you got to cut it out. You got to lock in for school. So, you know, after that, became a better student athlete, you know.
We saw the moves that you have. It comes naturally from your grandfather at the outlet ball game.
Yeah, my granddad, he likes the boogie. You know, he's a big dancer, and you know everything y'all see in me, y'all are gonna see in him. So he taught me how to dance when I was a kid.
Talk about just his influence in your life and the family.
Man, you know, he's the leader of our household. He's the leader of our whole family tree, man. And just seeing how he leads, and he's been leading my whole life. Yeah. And you know, he just made me, you know, want to become a better man, a better role model. And you know, just seeing how he lives life and how he lives life with no regrets, and just try to do the right thing each and every day, it kind of just rubbed off on me.
Well, anyone who saw that video of Dylan's grandfather, Tom Johnson, at that Alabama game could certainly see where all of Dylan's personality comes from. Just because the weather's chilly doesn't mean Alabama farmers aren't busy growing high-quality products. Visit sweetgrownalabama.org to make your next Tigers watch party a slam dunk. Find farm-fresh greens, meats, and more at sweetgrownalabama.org. Up next, Andy Burcham's exclusive sit-down with head coach Bruce Pearl to preview Auburn and Kentucky at Rupp Arena. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Get your game day started with the CB&S Bank Countdown to Tip-Off on the Auburn Sports Network. 30 minutes before each Auburn basketball game. Get a breakdown of the matchups, player profiles, a 60-second scout of the opponent, SEC report, and our exclusive pregame interview with head coach Bruce Pearl. CB&S Bank has been family, community, and financially strong since 1906. The CB&S Bank Countdown to Tip-Off, only on the Auburn Sports Network.
How are you the ultimate Auburn fan?
Because I got this air horn installed in my throat.
Pretty sick, right?
Yes, you look really sick.
What doctor would even do this?
Doctor? I did this myself. I mean, I can't swallow whole food, but still.
Wait, what?
Just gotta plow through it. Hey, can I get a couple of soups up here? What about some chamomile tea?
Don't be that guy. Get a fan card. The smart way to be the ultimate Tigers fan. Just go to auburncards.com.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Auburn Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
And the celebration begins at Auburn's Neville Arena.
The game has changed, and the future of Auburn Athletics now demands a strong name, image, and likeness program.
I'm Andy Burcham, and I urge you to support On to Victory, the name, image, and likeness collective for Auburn student athletes. Please take this opportunity to improve the lives of our players and give our teams the best chance of success. Learn more at ontovictory.com.
Ford presents our exclusive pregame visit with head coach Bruce Pearl. At Auburn, we revere our traditions. Ford has a tradition too, building trucks that are smart, dependable, and built Ford tough. That's why Ford F-150 is the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Here's Andy Burcham with Coach Pearl.
Well, you knew Kentucky would be playing well by the time you get to Rupp Arena today, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, they're, clearly everybody's picked to either have won the league or finish in the top three, and most likely that's where they do finish. They're a talented team. Great, obviously great history. They got the returning National Player of the Year in Sheway. Cason Wallace is a freshman guard who'll be in the top 15 in the draft, and they've got some, Toppin is back again. Really long and really athletic. They had their struggles early in the year when you're putting a lot of young people in there together, but they're obviously playing their best basketball right now. They're really, really good at home, and this will be the most physical and the best rebounding team that we play all year.
And they're doing this, and they're not using depth. I mean, a lot of guys are logging a lot of minutes at this point of the season.
5 guys are playing 34, and they've got a couple guys that are still out. That's the thing about really deep, really talented team. Tennessee's got 2 starters out, and they've got just plenty of guys sitting there on that bench ready to go. And but Cal has shortened the bench a little bit. Can we take advantage of that in the last 5 minutes of each half? They've gotten off to great starts, Andy. I mean, they've started well every single game, pretty much the last several, and start the half well. It's those last 5 minutes, maybe some fatigue could be a factor. I'm going to continue, to go to our bench.
Offensive rebounds for Kentucky will be one of the big keys here today.
Yeah, they're a great rebounding team. They are a real physical team. They got really big, long wings, big guards, and they do a great job. Their second shot offense leads the league, and they've won games with offensive rebounding, and it's all of them. I mean, it's all go. So we got to keep them off the boards, and then we ourselves have got to take advantage of some transition opportunities. Can we rebound it and get out and go and see if we can beat them down the floor?
How do you do that then? Keeping them off the offensive glass and yet being able to get out in transition as well.
Put a body on a body. Everybody's got a responsibility. Perimeter checkouts. They shoot a lot of perimeter jump shots. Not that many 3 balls, but they shoot a lot of 15, 17-foot jump shots. We've got to contest. Part of the problem is their size. They're gonna have guys shooting. There's point guards 6'5". Their 2 guards are 6'6" and 6'7". And they shoot a lot of mid-range jump shots, and length has been what's bothered them. Teams that are able to get out there and extend and be long, and teams with smaller guards, they've struggled. They've beaten pretty good.
Talk about the defense that you'll see out of Cal here today.
Pretty traditional. You got to put Sheway in ball screens. You got to take him out away from the basket because you let him sit and patrol the paint. He gets every rebound. And so we'll be pulling him out. And our ball screen offense and our ball screen defense has to be elite tonight for us to have a chance to win.
Shouldn't be a big deal playing in front of over 20,000. You've done that this season.
Yeah, the guys have been handled that. It does get loud. It's a very important game for both teams. With both teams, Kentucky is pretty safely in. We still feel like we need to win more to get in. And, so a great opportunity for us with their number. And, of course, Andy, we talk about making history. I want 2 things to be present in our guys' mind. Why wait for next year's team or the team after or some team down the road to have a chance to make history and break the record of having lost here for 35 years? And that's the challenge I've given to this team. But at the same time, when you tell them that, they realize, holy cow, this is really going to be hard to do. Yes, it is. It's going to be really hard to do. But let's go make history. And the second thing I want them to know is, at the same time, the last 6 times we played Kentucky, we've beaten them 4 times. Okay, so have the confidence that we know how to do it.
Let's talk about a couple keys. First of all, when Auburn is on defense against this Kentucky offense today.
Well, you can't give Sheway deep touches. You got to identify Reeves on the perimeter from 3. If Frederick plays, same thing with him. Obviously, it's their second shot offense. We might press a little bit more tonight. not been doing a lot of pressing, but we may press a little bit tonight just to see if we can wear Kentucky out a little bit and have a chance at the end of the half and at the end of the game.
Offensively, the key for the Tigers is?
Got to play well, make some shots. You know, they don't turn you over much, so we got to take care of the basketball. But we've got to be able to, you know, we got to be able to score in our ball screen offense. And if we can do that, you know, our big four, you know, our four best players, Wendell and Jalen and Al and Janai, all played well against Ole Miss, and it was all we could do to beat Ole Miss by 4 at home. All those guys got to play well again tonight, and we need some more help off the bench.
All the best. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Hey, this is head coach Bruce Pearl. Here at Auburn, we revere our traditions. But it's the tradition of hard work that really speaks to me. It's about improving your game every single day and being the best that you can be. In the truck game, Ford has a tradition too. A relentless commitment to building smarter, tougher, and more dependable trucks. That's why I drive Ford F-150, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Learn more at buyfordnow.com.
Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Thinking of advancing your career with a master's degree in business? If so, consider the graduate degree choices at Auburn University's Harbert College of Business. Ranked among the nation's best, we offer full-time and online programs in finance, supply chain management, information systems, accounting, and business administration. Learn more at harbert.auburn.edu.
Campbell under center. Campbell's going to throw on the play action into the end zone. Touchdown!
Hi, this is Jason Campbell. The game has changed. The future of Auburn athletics demands a strong name, image, and likeness collective. That's On to Victory, the NIL collective for Auburn student athletes. I urge you to support On to Victory. You can improve the lives of our players and give our teams the best chance for success. Learn more at ontovictory.com.
Kia of Auburn is happy to connect the Kia brand to the Auburn fans. Our winning lineup has something for everyone at almost any budget. SUVs like the Telluride, Sorrento, and Sportage. You prefer a sedan? Check out the Rio, Forte, Soul, or the Sporty Stinger. And don't forget our new multi-purpose vehicles, the Carnival, or our amazing hybrid or electric vehicles. Kia of Auburn is a proud supporter of Auburn athletics. Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Whoa, Rico.
You're listening to Auburn basketball. Now more of the CB&S Bank countdown to tip-off.
Jacob Hillman here with you back in our Auburn Sports Network studios to remind you the Auburn Tigers put their trust in Auburn AV every home game for the best fan experience, and so should you. Bring the basketball game home when you have Auburn AV design and install your home entertainment system, all with frustration-free controls. Visit auburnav.com. Now let's go back to Rupp Arena and bring in the Hall of Fame coach Joe Ciampi for his keys to the game as Auburn and Kentucky are getting set for tip-off. Coach Ciampi, what are your keys to the game today?
First of all, bring a blue-collar mentality in everything you're doing. We can talk about rebounding. We can talk about spreading the floor and sprinting, but it's all about your mental approach. You have to be ready to defend the paint. When Shibwe's in there with 2 feet in there, you have to front him. You've got to run him off the paint, and offensively, we've got to have great motors, 5 people running the floor and scoring in transition.
We talked about the depth of Kentucky and having some guys that are questionable today. We don't know if we'll see them or not. What does Auburn need to do depth-wise to have that advantage over Kentucky?
Just like Coach Pearl mentioned with Andy, we want to pressure them baseline to baseline, make them use some energy up, get them running. Maybe we can turn them over, spread the floor. Let's play a speed game rather than a muscle game.
And what are the keys to playing that speed game? Obviously, you have great guards in Wendell Green Jr., KD Johnson, that can do that for you. What's the key to doing that?
The key is having the ball, and then running the floor. Let Wendell be that facilitator with the ball. Get it ahead. Get it to KD Johnson. Get it to Jay Williams running the floor. Get it to Janai Broom running the floor because he's quick from rim to rim. And then defensively, you've got to play just blue-collar defense. We talk about Shibwe, but inside I'm worried about Livingston, the size that he has, and Toppin. Toppin's a big guard, so you worry about his – Toppin is inside, but Livingston at 6'6" is going to create a lot of mismatches for us. So we've got to defend those people on the perimeter.
And finally, Kentucky peaking at the right time, playing its best basketball all season. What do you have to do to slow down a team that continues to improve game in and game out?
Well, what you have to do is slow the pace of the game at their end of the floor. You've got to take out, you got to take the ball, you got to force the ball to one side of the floor. Hopefully we can play 5-on-3 on one side of the floor. Don't permit the ball to see the inside. The ball has eyes. Force it to see baseline, sideline, and half court, but don't let it see the paint.
Thank you very much, Coach. We look forward to your call with the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham. Coach Joe Champy's Keys to the Game are presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Before we continue, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Well, it's going to be Auburn at Kentucky at Rupp Arena in front of 20-plus thousand folks in royal blue, orange and blue, witnesses, whatever it is, straight ahead. We have starting lineups in tip-off of Auburn and Kentucky at Rupp Arena. We take one more break before the Tigers look to make some history in Lexington. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Hey, Tiger fans. Join Coach Johnny Harris and the Auburn women's basketball staff on the Coach Jay Show. The show airs live on location from Baumhauer's Victory Grill every Monday at 6 p.m. Get the latest updates on the Tigers from Coach Jay while enjoying delicious food from Baumhauer's. The show is available locally on FM Talk 93.9 FM and anywhere else on the Auburn Game Day app. Make your plans now to join us for the Coach Jay Show at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, Mondays at 6. War Eagle.
Hey, Tiger fans, this is Andy Burcham. The Auburn experience, you know it. There's nothing else like it. It's what binds us together as the Auburn family. And when you give to Auburn, you build on a strong foundation. Your gift opens doors of opportunity for top students, recruits exceptional faculty, and fuels innovative research. This is what creates our unique Auburn experience. And your gift makes it possible today and for generations to come. Give today at auburnGiving.org.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. You could say we know a thing or two about tradition. We've been family, community, and financially strong since we began in 1906. Being a team player is part of our culture. That's why at CB&S Bank, we are proud supporters and huge fans of Auburn basketball. Whoa, Regal, hey! Visit cbsbank.com today. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Auburn basketball, and these are the Yellowwood starting lineups for the Tigers.
Drives to the hole, gets a guy in the air, goes up, and makes the shot with a foul on the play. 3 balls up, Jasper. Yes! Oh, zip for 3!
Up Jasper, senior, Augusta, Georgia, Lucy C. Laney High School.
Into the hole off the glass. Got it at the buzzer! Wendell pops a long 3. Got it! Oh!
I'm going to get his autograph, Big. He's playing like that.
Wendell Green Jr., Detroit, Michigan, Latimer High School.
19-footer switch. It was a 3. Flanagan, 4-3, bang! Ahead Flanagan to the hole with the left-hand hammer.
Alan Flanagan, senior, Lower Arkansas, Parkview High.
Cross court, right wing, Williams, 3. Got it! It's a steal. Jalen Williams on a breakaway. Left-hand hammer. Jalen another 3. Got it!
Jalen Williams, senior, Hunter, Georgia, Brownlee County High School.
Inside the arc, put it up underneath for Broom. To the hole and in. Broom behind the defense, puts it in. Underneath, Broom with a double hand stuff.
Denard Broom, sophomore, Plant City, Florida, Kemba Catholic.
Introducing the first stain worthy of a yellow tag. From the makers of Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine comes Yellowwood Protector. After all, if it's good enough to earn that little yellow tag, then it's the perfect finish for your 5-star backyard.
Starting lineup for the Tigers, you just heard Auburn 19-9 overall, 9-6 in SEC play. Bruce Pearl out of Boston College in his 9th season at Auburn. The record is 185-107. in his 28th season as a collegiate head coach. His record is 647 and 252. For Kentucky, 18-9 overall, 10-5 in the SEC, a game ahead of Auburn in the SEC standings. John Calipari in his 14th season in Lexington, a record of 384 and 110. In his 31st season as a head coach, a record of 829 and 250. Cason Wallace runs the point, a 6'4" freshman from Dallas, Texas, and Richardson High School. 11.7 points, 3.6 rebounds, 4.1 assists per ball game. Antonio Reeves on one wing, a 6'5" senior from Chicago, a transfer from Illinois State. 13 points, 2.1 rebounds. He leads Kentucky with 64 three-pointers this season. On the other wing, another freshman, 6'6" freshman, Chris Livingston out of Akron, Ohio. He played at Oak Hill Academy. 6.4 points, 3.7 rebounds per game. He comes off of a career-high 15 rebounds at Florida on Wednesday. Jacob Toppin on the inside, 6'9" senior from Brooklyn, New York, a transfer from Rhode Island. 12.1 points, 6.6 rebounds for the Cats. And Oscar Tshiebwe, the reigning SEC and National Player of the Year, 6'9", a senior. He transferred from West Virginia, averaging 16.2 points, a nation-leading 12.7 rebounds for the National Player of the Year, and he leads the country in rebounding this season at 12.7. He's originally from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is a packed house here. A late start as a result of TV coverage today, but a packed house to be sure as Auburn gets set to face Kentucky here this afternoon. We will be keeping you up to date as well around the conference, update the standings in the SEC. 3 games left, starting with this one today. Auburn, of course, then goes to Alabama for a 6 o'clock game on Wednesday night, and then back home to close the regular season on Saturday to face Tennessee. These last 4 games, nobody has it tougher in the SEC other than Arkansas, which plays the same 4 teams as does Auburn. But that's the schedule, Joe. You've got to play it. You've got to find a way to win some ball games down the stretch to secure that spot, hopefully, in the NCAA tournament.
Well, you know everyone is in line. You know you have Kentucky, you know you have Alabama, and then Tennessee. Your mental approach is the key. The players believing in the formula. Coach Pearl's beaten Kentucky 4 out of the last 6 games, so he has a scheme that works. We've got to try to follow that scheme for as long as we can in today's game.
We know that Kentucky will come out and try and hit Auburn in the mouth right off the bat. That's what they have done of late. That's what they have done since they started playing well. We do understand as well they will have C.J. Frederick available to them today, a redshirt senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. He transferred here from Iowa. He is a shooter. 7.3 points, 0.9 rebounds a ball game. He's missed the last 4 games. In that game before he was out, he left the floor and ran into a TV camera and injured his ribs. So we may see him with some padding on that rib, but this is his first game back. We don't believe that Xavier Wheeler, who there is their assist machine, will play today. But Frederick does give them a little bit of a different dynamic coming off the bench, and when number 1 comes off the bench, you better be ready to guard him on the perimeter.
Well, that's true, but you're talking about adding another component to this Kentucky team. I think the freedom of those 5 players playing over 30 minutes, their energy is, I can play this game. I'm not looking over my shoulder if I make a mistake. Coach Calipari is taking my minutes away from me. So on the other side of that, they've shown success playing 34 minutes a game. Their length and their strength is the factor that we have to negate somehow, starting on the inside.
The officials today, Pat Adams, Mike Nance, and Brian Dorsey are the 3 officials. We know this of late when Auburn has gone on the road, and you can say it's officials, you can say it's Auburn's defense. Boy, Auburn has given up a ton of free throw attempts. We saw it last Saturday night with Liam Robbins, who was 17 of 20 from the free throw line. Had twice as many free throw attempts did Robbins as did Auburn. But you heard Bruce Pearl talk about it after the game. We've got to play better defense at this point.
That's it.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, you have to be consistent in your defensive approach, and you understand when you hear a whistle and you see what the whistles are calling, you've got to change.
Yeah, you got to make it. You got to make an adjustment. Auburn in the blue uniforms, tops and bottoms today, with the orange numerals and lettering, and the white trim today. Kentucky in the home white uniforms with the Kentucky blue numerals and lettering. My goodness, woo, finally we're about ready for basketball here this afternoon as the Tigers get ready to face the Kentucky Wildcats. For Auburn, Green, Jasper, Flanagan, Williams, and Broome. For Kentucky, Wallace, Reeves, Livingston, Toppin, and Sheboy. It's odd that this late in a season, with these two teams playing, that neither team is ranked in the top 25.
It certainly is. For the tradition of Kentucky and the tradition of Auburn of late, you would think that both of them would be in the top 25.
It doesn't take away, but just how important this game is this afternoon.
A very important game, but on the other side of talking about them not being in the polls, something called the transfer portal has come into the game.
Absolutely. Oscar Sheboy steps into the center circle against Janai Broome. Pat Adams will toss this up. And we are underway at Rupp Arena. Auburn wins the tap. Tigers to the basket to our right to open the game. Wendell Green Jr., top of the circle, guarded by Wallace, off the left wing. They're playing in a man. He gets a screen from Broome. Green, left side for Zepp Jasper, 13 to shoot for Auburn. Zepp looks underneath for Broome. Gets the ball to Janai. 8 to shoot for Janai. He'll shoot a 3 and nails it. And that's the way the game starts. Janai Broome with just his 6th 3 of the year, and Auburn goes up 3-0.
Auburn started out in that high post screen. Wendell, I know he's being guarded by a bigger guard, but he's got to find his teammates open when they make an exchange.
Wallace to Reeves at the top. Down the left side of the lane to Sheboy. Works on Broome to the hole. Reverse layup, it's good.
The key of guarding Sheboy, you have to stay on your feet. You have to be in a position where you just body up. Don't attempt to block his shot.
Auburn quickly at the other end of the floor. Wendell Green Jr. right wing with 18 to shoot. Tried to pass to Broome, it didn't get there. Here's Toppin on the break for Kentucky. The lob and the dunk to Sheboy, and it's a 4-3 Kentucky lead.
They missed a kick at the other end on that pass inside from Green to Broome. It was a kick.
Wendell Green Jr. across midcourt. Tigers trail 4-3. 18:41 to go in the first half. Bounce pass to Broome. Whistle on a foul underneath. It's going to be a block underneath, I believe, against Antonio Reeves. Working against Auburn's Zepp Jasper.
We're executing that high ball screen. That time Wendell got it to Broome quickly, and there was a passing option that created the foul called on Kentucky.
Out of bounds, baseline right. Jalen Williams will trigger for Auburn, trailing 4-3 with 18:39 to go in the first. Lobs it, free throw line for Broome. Back to Jalen, turnaround jumper, the floater doesn't go. Toppin gets the rebound for Kentucky, the outlet to Wallace. Left wing Livingston. Wallace around the perimeter. On the right side, Toppin, just inside the arc, top of the circle for Livingston. To Case and Wallace between the rings. 17 to shoot. Kentucky up 4-3, early going. Left wing Reeves goes baseline. Lobs it up there, air ball. Weak side rebound, Wendell Green on the break with Flanagan and Broome ahead. Wendell from 15, it goes.
Don't know how he made that shot. He's up in the air. Ball was hit, but he still found a way to extend it to the rim.
5-4 Auburn down the lane. Sheboy to the hole, and he has all 6 points for Kentucky.
That's one aspect of the game. We got to find a way to take away Sheboy's points so quickly.
6-5 Kentucky. Auburn ball, 17:42. Zepp Jasper at the free throw line from 15, missed it long. Rebound for Janai, back up and in.
Quick feet, quick hands by Janai, and a soft touch to knock it back in.
Good to see Auburn get that offensive rebound. Tigers lead it 7-6. Toppin at the point. Left wing Livingston. Looked underneath for Sheboy. Hands the ball to Cason Wallace. Shot clock at 16 for UK. Wallace picked up by Jasper. Bounce pass at the top. It's Toppin outside the arc. 9 to shoot for UK. Gets the ball at the top. Livingston, top of the key. Picked up by Zepp. Into the lane for Sheboy, who's blocked by Broom, and Auburn gets the shot clock violation defense.
Great defense, especially a help side by Alan Flanagan. On the back screen on Zepp, he covers the rim, stops the pass inside, and Kentucky is denied an opportunity.
Under 17 minutes to go in the first half. Auburn leads it by a score of 7-6. Auburn basketball. Broom at the top. One dribble now to Flanagan. Between the legs dribble, right side for Williams. Jalen down the right side of the lane for Broom against Sheboy. Spins into the lane, to the hole with the left hand, good. Janai with the bucket. Janai has 7 early on, and the Tigers lead it 9-6.
Great offensive position. He felt where the defender was, Sheboy, spun to the middle, and his little baby hook is knocked down for 2.
Reeves, Wallace near the center circle for Kentucky. Auburn leads it 9-6. Into the lane for Reeves. Dumps it back out to Wallace. All the way to the basket. Tried to block it, or tried to dunk it, and Broom blocked it. And Janai was called for the foul, and Wallace will go to the line for 2.
We need 5 people playing defense. That time there was great help, and we spread it out, and you had to help get into the lane.
He had a lane to the basket. Broom got there and got him with the body. And Wallace goes to the line for 2. 74% from the line, averaging 7 assists in his last 7 games. First free throw is missed. Auburn goes to its bench. Katie Johnson is into the lineup for the Tigers, along with Dylan Cardwell, as Zepp Jasper and Janai Broom sit down for Auburn.
As I mentioned earlier, on defense, you have that blue-collar mentality. You got to give help in the paint. You can't stay where you want to be. You have to get to the rim and help your teammates.
Wallace's second free throw. This one is good. And it makes it a 9-7 Auburn lead with 16:13 to go in the first half of play.
Janai Broom's out of the game now. We've got to find scoring power right now.
Wendell Green down the lane to the right wing for Jalen for 3. Nope, it's long. Rebound knocked to the floor by KD, into the corner for Auburn. Came to Flanagan. So KD Johnson on the offensive glass. Flanagan, Jalen at the top. Bad pass on the floor. KD, ball is loose. Kentucky has it. And here's Livingston ahead for UK. Out at the top, Wallace, a 3 for the lead. Good. Turnover turned into a 3 for Kentucky. And the Wildcats lead at 10-9.
Just a bad handoff. You've got to slow down, have your patience. Do not get out of control.
Kentucky fans to their feet right now. Wendell Green Jr. at the left wing. Lobs it. Cardwell to the corner. Williams, 3. No. Weak side rebound, Dillon. In some traffic. Out to the top. It comes for Flanagan. It's 14 to shoot. Allen between the legs dribble. Kicks it left wing, Wendell Green. 9 to shoot for the Tigers. Long 3, Wendell. No. Rebound Sheboy for Kentucky.
I just don't understand Cardwell getting the ball so close to the basket and not attack. Just attack so you can draw a foul on Sheboy.
Wallace at the top, Kentucky 10, Auburn 9. 14:44 to go in the first half of play. Cats basketball. Wallace at the wing, picked up by Cardwell in a switch. Out to the top for Toppin. Drives on Jalen. Gets tied up, goes down, and it's going to be a foul on Auburn. It will go against Dylan Cardwell. And it takes us to our first media timeout. 14:31 to go in the first half. Kentucky 10, Auburn 9. Stay tuned, Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all.
Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Power for a better Alabama.
Auburn Bank celebrates Hall of Fame coach Sonny Smith as color analyst on the Auburn Sports Network. This is Sonny Says.
He crawled over the front of the iron and fell through.
Yeah, when you get old as I am, you become a fortune teller if you can't do anything else.
A soothsayer, so to speak.
Sue who?
Yeah.
I'm going to sue somebody who don't get our half-court offense going here in a while. That's in there.
Sonny Says is presented by Auburn Bank, champions of you.
Hello there. My name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is you know you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. This is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches.
Order the original Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AU Sports Network. Now back to more Auburn basketball.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena in Lexington. 14:31 to go in the first half. Kentucky 10, Auburn 9. First half tonight and today presented by Southern Union. Conveniently located just a few miles from Auburn, Southern Union offers classes that easily transfer to the university. Endless opportunities are right up the road. Good start for Auburn. Tigers trail 10-9, Joe Champion.
Yeah, they were running a high post offense, which gave us space and the ability to use our quickness. You know, Janai Broom has 7 of our 9 points. My concern right now is we've got to find some scores in there with Broom sitting on the bench.
We saw Dylan Cardwell have the ball twice on the low post. He decided not to challenge Sheboy, and Kentucky came the other way, and then Dylan picked up his first foul of the game. You can't shy away from the big guy.
No, and your basketball IQ, you saw the film work today, the opportunity, the scouting report, catch the ball down. He did a great job of rebounding,
right,
but then just jump into his chest, and it's going to be a 50-50 call.
Speaking of rebounding early on, and granted, we're very early in the game, Auburn has out-rebounded Kentucky 4-2. So that's a good start for the Tigers.
It certainly is, and at the offensive end, I think we had three offensive rebounds.
Correct.
But here's the counter now. Kentucky 4 out of 5 from the field, shooting 80%, being very efficient.
Chris Moore and Trey Donaldson, along with Janai Broom in. So here's your 5 for Auburn. Donaldson at the point, Johnson, KD at the 2, Flanagan at the 3, Chris Moore at the 4, and Janai Broom at the 5. For Kentucky, it's Wallace, Reeves, Livingston, Topping, and Sheboy. Their original 5, and they will have it out of bounds baseline left following the foul against Dylan Cardwell that took us to the timeout break.
My concern right now is with the size of this Kentucky team out of baseline, out of bounds, to be effective and knock him down. But Auburn does a good job of forcing them to throw it
out to the top to Sheboy. Kaysen working on KD Johnson near the center circle. Right wing pass for Toppin outside the arc. Gets a pass to Reeves on the right wing. Reeves to the top for Toppin. Low post, Sheboy against Janai. Goes up, no. And there's a shot clock violation. Second time early on in this ball game against UK.
Great defense by Auburn, overplaying the passing lanes. Broom pushing Sheboy out of the lane and getting another shot clock violation.
Approaching the 14-minute mark of the first half, Auburn trails 10-9 at Kentucky. Auburn basketball, Flanagan, bounce pass. It comes on the right wing to Donaldson, and then the ball is kicked out of bounds on the right wing by Kaysen for UK. Auburn with 15 to shoot. Offense last couple times down the floor been a little out of sync, Joe.
It certainly has. They were in a high post screen, the drag screen, and now they're just outside, just with not enough movement right now. Too much dribbling.
To the wing for Chris Moore to the baseline. Back to Broom on the right wing against Sheboy. 3-ball, Janai. Nope, air ball goes out of bounds. And Kentucky gets it on Auburn's third turnover of the first half. Cats lead it 10-9, 13:36 in the first half. UK basketball, Wallace at the right sideline. Bounce pass to Toppin between the rings. Inside the arc, Reeves working on Donaldson. Now Sheboy faces Broom, drives against Janai. Gets tied up by Janai, gets him in the air and puts in the reverse layup. 8 points for Oscar Sheboy.
Sheboy just hit him twice, and then the third time got him off his feet and knocked down the basket. That's expected of Sheboy.
12-9 Kentucky. Flanagan left wing. Low pass, Broom. Turnaround jumper. Didn't go. Moore gets the rebound. Back out to the top. Donaldson penetrates to the free throw line and turns it over. Just handed it right to Livingston. Kentucky ball. Left corner and out of bounds. They tried from the right wing to the left corner, and the pass sailed between Antonio Reeves' hands, out of bounds. 3 turnovers apiece in this first half of play. Kentucky is 5 of 6 from the field. Auburn is 4 of 11. Donaldson trying to stay out of a double team. Now centers it. Donaldson picks up the dribble. Right wing, Chris Moore. Low post, Broom, double team. One dribble, Janai to the hole, good! And a foul on the play, Janai Broom with the N1 opportunity.
Great effort by Janai Broom to catch down low, but the key, Alan Flanagan sets a great screen.
Another key was how deep that Janai got the ball on the low post.
It was a great screen set, but a lot of patience offensively. That's what Coach Stephen Pearl was talking about. Scored late in the clock, and that's what Auburn did that time.
Livingston was called for the foul, and Janai is at the line, the and one. C.J. Frederick in. First time he's been in a game for 4 games for Kentucky with an injured rib. Very good shooter. Very good three-point shooter. Let me be specific.
Right now, I would think that offensively Auburn would try to attack him, let Frederick play some defense.
Janai Broom's free throw is in the air. He missed it. And the rebound to Sheboy for Kentucky. 12-11 UK, 12-27 in the first. Livingston at the left wing. Out at the top, it's Thero. First time he's been in the action as well. Adu Thero picks up the dribble near the center circle. Gets the ball to Toppin. Left wing now for Livingston. Down the left side, Sheboy against Broom. Cut off left side of the lane. Back out to the perimeter. Right side, drive, Thero, lane. Lobs it up there. He didn't get it. Rebound to Trey for the Tigers. Ahead for Flanagan. Drives on Frederick. Up with the left hand. It didn't go. And Kentucky rebounds and then dribbles the ball. It was touched last by Auburn, out of bounds. And it takes us to a timeout break. 11:54 to go in the first. Our score, Kentucky 12, Auburn 11. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
AuburnTigers.com is the official website of Auburn Athletics. Read the latest feature stories on your favorite Tiger teams. Get critical game day info. Search videos and audio. Find how to get connected through social and digital media or by joining Tigers Unlimited. Shop the AU Photo Store or just find the next event on the athletic calendar. Plus, all athletics broadcasts are streamed free at AuburnTigers.com/watch. AuburnTigers.com, the official online home of Auburn Athletics.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all.
Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Power for a better Alabama.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility. But it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Jacob Hillman back in our Auburn Sports Network studios with a check of the Yellowwood scoreboard. It's number 2 Alabama taking down Arkansas 86-83 behind a 58-point second half. The Crimson Tide trailed the Razorbacks by 9 at halftime. Arizona State upsets number 7 Arizona 89-88 on a half-court buzzer-beating shot from Desmond Cambridge, the brother of former Auburn Tiger Devin Cambridge. And let's go across the street from the Auburn Sports Network studios to Plainsman Park. Auburn and USC are tied at 3 in the top of the 6th inning. Back to Rupp Arena with Andy Burcham and Joe Champy.
11:54 to go in the first half here. Kentucky 12, Auburn 11. Reminder to you, Auburn basketball is brought to you in part by Ford. Check out the Ford F-150 at your local Ford dealer. F-150, official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Auburn is 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. Kentucky 5 of 7 from the field, and perfect from the free throw line, or from the three-point line. Rebounding right now, Auburn with the slight edge, 6 and 5, and turnovers right now, 3 apiece. Auburn has scored 4 points off turnovers, Kentucky 5. All right, Wendell Green Jr. back into the Auburn lineup, along with Dylan Cardwell. Leor Berman gets his first action of the day, the 6'4" senior from Mountain Brook in Birmingham.
We talked about this being a game on the inside. Certainly is productive offensively. You got Sheway with 8 points and Broom with 9.
Sheway, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Janai, 9 points and 8 rebounds for the Tigers. Kentucky ball, leading by a point. Wallace across midcourt for UK, working on KD Johnson. Bounce pass to Thero between the circles. One dribble off the left side for Frederick. Frederick, top of the circle, Kaysen. Kaysen against KD, between the rings. Kicks it right side for Toppin. Looking underneath for Sheway. Drives all the way to the hole and missed it. And the rebound is picked up by Sheway. Double team taken away by Jalen Williams, and a foul on Sheway.
Great hustle by Jalen to not give up on that ball, come back in from the baseline side, grab it, and out of frustration, Sheway grabs his arm.
Cardwell got a hand on the rebound but couldn't bring it in. Sheway ran it down, and that's when Williams came from the opposite side to tie him up.
Well, tonight it's a man's game. You have to secure the ball, chin the ball.
Auburn ball, trailing by 1. Cardwell to Wendell, and he was held by Frederick coming up the lane, to the dismay of John Calipari.
Well, Frederick just put Green in a bear hug.
Yes, he did. That was a nice job.
And Auburn's done a great job of hitting him with the back screen, bending his back a little bit. He got frustrated, and he grabbed onto Green coming around the screen.
Berman, Green, Cardwell back to Wendell. 15 to shoot for Auburn. Down a point. Wendell wants a screen. He's double teamed. Dribbles out of the double team. Spins to the lane. Up with the right hand hard. He missed it. Rebound Toppin for UK. They've got numbers. Toppin right wing. Hands it to Wallace. Low post Sheway against Dillon. Whistle and a foul against Dillon. And that'll be the second foul on Dylan Cardwell. He got him on the arm.
Dillon is in great position defensively. He's got Sheway moving, but you can't reach. You can't dig. The officials are going to give the offensive player the advantage.
Antonio Reeves, Chris Livingston, and Lance Ware into the lineup for UK. Cardwell comes out for Auburn, and Broom is in for the Tigers. Down 12-11, 10:51 to go in the first half. UK ball. Out of bounds, baseline right. Inbound, wide open, Ware scores. Auburn couldn't find the 6'9" Ware on the inbound pass. Kentucky by 3, 14-11. 10:39 in the first. Outside the left wing, Williams to KD Johnson to the free throw line. Lobs it, left wing, Jalen. He drives to the hole with the left hand, in and out. Got his own rebound and put it in from the right side.
Great hustle play by Jalen to follow his shot, kiss it off the backboard, and knock down 2.
14-13, Kentucky with the ball in the corner. 3-ball, Reeves, yes.
This is where we needed that concentrated effort. We've played great defense up until this point. We can't let Kentucky out-execute us right now.
17-13 Cats. 10-12 in the first half. Wendell Green across midcourt. Top of the circle, Jalen. Outside the arc. Between the legs dribble. Backs up. Head fake. 3-ball. Jalen. Got it!
Exciting shot.
Sure was. And Wendell Green deflects a pass out of bounds into the expensive seats just to our left. Everyone seems to be okay.
Expensive and senior seats.
No comment.
Well, you're not a senior yet.
I am indeed. 9:54 in the first. Auburn trails by a point. 17-16, Kentucky. Kaysen back into Wallace back into the lineup for UK. Drives on KD, gets cut off on the baseline. Out to the top, drive by Livingston, puts the head down and runs right through Leor Berman, and Livingston just picked up his second foul.
Leor stands in there, takes the courage. I know he's hurting. He's hurting right now, but what a great defensive play to stand in there and take the charge.
Adu Thiero will come in replacing Livingston, who picked up his second foul. Auburn trails by a point.
The reason I say that, he started on the arc and ended up on the
Yes, he
baseline.
did. Auburn down a point. 9:36 in the first. KD Johnson, right wing. At the top, it's Broom. Janai hands to Green. Left wing, Berman. 3 ball for the lead. Didn't get it. And the rebound to Wallace for UK. Up the right side, Thiero. Picked up by Berman. Down into the corner for Ware. On the wing for Wallace. Wallace into the lane. Head fake at 15. Now to Reeves at the point. Reeves to Wallace on the left side. 12 to shoot. Outside the arc, Wallace. Picked up by Jalen. 18-footer. It's short. Rebound weak side comes to Johnson. KD up the floor. Auburn with numbers. KD, right wing. Drives, gets bumped, and it's a charge on KD. He's his last move. He really jumped into the defender.
And Kentucky had the numbers back there, but he did. He made a move that on the scouting report, you know he's going to lower his shoulder and go left on that move, and Kentucky was ready for it.
Toppin returns to the lineup, replacing Ware for UK. Sheboy also, by the way, back into the lineup.
Rebounding wise, we're staying right with Kentucky, which we need. We need to neutralize them at both ends of the floor.
8 rebounds apiece. 8:48 first half. Kentucky by a point, 17-16. Wallace gets a step on Jep into the corner. Thiero, 3. Good. They're 3 of 3 from the 3. That's just his third of the year. And Kentucky by 4, 20-16, with 8:35 to go in the first half. Kentucky will press. Well, they gave the ball to Kentucky after the made 3. Toppin hands to Wallace. Drives on Berman to the hole. He lobs it up there. He missed it. Sheboy rebounds and scores. Has a 5-point trip down the floor for Kentucky. And the Wildcats lead by 6, 22-16. 8:14 to go, first half. Wendell Green between the rings on the right wing. At the top is Jalen. Lobs it to Broom. Left side of the lane, spins on Sheboy. Head fake twice, stripped out of there. Kentucky the other way, Thiero. And he's stripped away by Wendell Green. Drives to the hole, he lays it in.
Great defensive play by Wendell Green.
Cuts the lead to 4, 22-18 Kentucky.
Thiero turns his back to Green and he snatches it away.
7:43 in the first. Toppin drives and scores on Berman.
That's Toppin's game, to attack the elbows.
He's 6'9", and buddy, he took Leor Berman into the lane and buried the mid-range jumper. Kentucky by 6 again. 24-18. 7:25 in the first. Auburn ball. Between the circles, Wendell Green. Green, high post screen, Broom. Drives all the way to the hole. Kicks it to the corner for Berman. Back underneath for Wendell. Spins. Head fake. Up and under. He missed it. Got his own rebound. Lost it. Kentucky the other way. Toppin out of there for UK. They're up by 6 and with the basketball. Toppin drives and he walked. Timeout on the floor. 6:59 to go in the first half. Kentucky with its biggest lead of the half. UK 24, Auburn 18. Stay tuned. Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
Thanks for choosing Whataburger. What can I get started for you?
At Whataburger, each meal is made to order, so you can always get exactly what you crave. If that's a Whataburger What a Meal, you got it. But if you're in the mood for something a little more you, like a Whataburger with grilled onions, crispy bacon, and creamy pepper sauce, go for it. March to the beat of your own drum. Bite into the beef of your own Whataburger creation. Whataburger, just like you like it.
We've all fallen into boring routines. We just keep doing what has to get done. Isn't it time to escape the old routine and make time for yourself? Make time to go out with old friends. Make time to add excitement back into your life. Make time to feel like a winner again. Life is more fun when you live it. So what are you waiting for? Escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got your school covered. On SEC Radio, there's complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along online or on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now, as a college student, you can stream your first 3 months of SiriusXM for $1. Fees and taxes apply. See offer details and subscribe now at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Follow the Tigers on Twitter at Auburn MBB. Now, back to the game.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena in Lexington, along with Hall of Fame coach Joe Ciampi. Also Jacob Hillman in our Auburn Sports Network studios. Anthony Lowe in our Skyview studios. I'm Andy Mercer, 6:59 in the first. Auburn trails 24-18. Hey, if you're searching for that perfect beach home, find your piece of paradise on the Alabama Gulf Coast with the #1 RE/MAX agent in Alabama, Mindy Jones with RE/MAX Paradise. Begin your search by visiting Mindy at paradise.com. Kentucky has hit 5 of its last 7 from the field. The Cats are shooting 66.6% from the field, and Joe Ciampi perfect from the free throw, or the three-point line at 3 of 3.
But again, 3 for 3, we're 2 for 7. They're pretty selective in looking for their three-point shooters because they're an inside-outside game, and you go with your strengths and shoot way inside, it draws a crowd.
Speaking of the crowd, there's well over 20,500 here today. Dylan Cardwell back into the Auburn lineup, giving Janai Broome a rest. So it's Green, Jasper, Flanagan, Williams, and Cardwell, the Auburn 5. Oscar Tshiebwe right now, already 10 points and 4 rebounds for the Wildcats. He averages 16 points and nearly 13 rebounds a game. Auburn down 6 with the ball. Green, Flanagan, Williams, back to Allen with a screen from Cardwell. Into the key. Picks up the dribble. Right wing pass for Wendell Green. 16 to shoot for Auburn. 13 to shoot for Auburn. Green drives inside the arc to the free throw line. Right wing Williams. Jalen for 3. Swish! Jalen has hit 2 threes in the first half. And that cuts the lead in half with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. Auburn trails 24-21.
Great look because we have people moving, ball moving. We set up Jalen Williams for that easy 3.
Toppin to Cason Wallace between the circles. Drives on Jasper, gets around to Jasper. He drives up, he misses it, and the rebound pulled down by Jalen. To Wendell, who spins, drives to the hole. Wendell the hole, no, but he was fouled, and fouled hard by Adu Fierro. And Wendell will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple for the Tigers.
Give Wendell credit. He knew he was going to get hit hard, and he took his shoulder right into him and drew the foul.
Wendell Green Jr. leads the Southeastern Conference with 135 made free throws. He was 11 of 12 from the line Wednesday night against Ole Miss.
In his 23-point output in that game,
yes,
11 of 12, like you said, from the free throw line.
First free throw is good for Wendell, his first point of the afternoon. 4.8 assists a game for him in SEC play.
And that's expected of a point guard to take the ball to the basket, distribute it, but if you have that opportunity, just draw fouls.
He can cut the lead to 1 with this free throw at the 6:07 mark of the first half. And he does. Nothing but nylon for Wendell Green Jr. And Auburn has cut the lead, a 5-0 run by the Tigers. And Auburn has cut the lead to 1. It's 24-23 UK. 6 minutes in the first half of play. Toppin outside the arc, off the left side. To Wallace between the circles. Drives, gets cut off by Cardwell in a hedge. Picks up the dribble on the left side. Hands the ball to Fierro between the circles. Fierro backs it up, gets the ball to Wallace. Picked up by Flanagan. Shot clock at 7. Wallace all the way to the hole, banked up, missed it badly. Rebound out of bounds off Fierro. Auburn gets it.
Once again, great defensive position by Auburn. Flanagan coming across to pick up the ball. Great help defense. Williams coming to the rim. Auburn right now, they're running their defense with just a great team effort.
Auburn trying to get it inbound. It was initially knocked back out of bounds. Inbound to Wendell. Brings the ball up the floor. An opportunity for Auburn to take the lead. He stays out of a double team. Left wing Zepp, 3 short. And a rebound dunk by Jalen Williams gives Auburn the lead. Oh, what a thing of beauty. He has 10 in the first half.
Just attacking the rim like Coach Pearl wanted to offensively. Ball hit the rim twice. Jalen was right there for the slam.
7-0 run by Auburn to take the lead. 25-24. Shebue, pull-up jumper, missed it. Toppin got the rebound and put it in.
That can't happen.
Yeah, you're right. He beat Alan Flanagan to that rebound, and he had the layup, and Kentucky goes up by 1, 26-25. 4:53 to go in the first half. Jalen Williams penetrates. Pull-up jumper, Jalen with the left hand, missed it. Cardwell had the rebound, but he lost it. And here's Kentucky the other way. Wallace on the right wing. Reeves between the circles. Loses control of the ball and gets fouled, I think, at the free throw line by Wendell Green Jr. First foul on Wendell. Jalen will get a breast, so will Wendell Green, as Donaldson returns to the lineup along with Chris Moore and Janai Broom. Cardwell sits down for Auburn. Kentucky ball out of bounds, baseline left. 6 fouls against Kentucky, 5 against Auburn. Toppin hands it, and there's a reach-in foul on Alan Flanagan. Trying to fight through a screen and trying to get to the ball. That's an easy call to make, and Flanagan picks up his first. And now Auburn with 6 fouls in the first half.
Here's where we have to watch our composure right
Yeah.
now. The whistles are coming quick now because it's been pretty physical. They want to take control of the game, so as a team we have to understand this now.
Reeves will trigger down the left sideline for Kentucky. Reeves will trigger to Shebue outside the arc. Hands the ball to Wallace. 16 to shoot for Kentucky. Right wing Reeves. Kicks it out to the top for Toppin. Toppin hands the ball to Wallace. Had the 3, didn't take it. 6 to shoot. Wallace, 19-footer. Foot was on the line, it's good. Kentucky by 3. 28-25 UK. 4:07 in the first half. Donaldson running the point. Right wing for Chris Moore. Moore inside the arc, now back out. Top of the circle for Donaldson. 13 to shoot for Auburn. Donaldson, right wing, Flanagan, head fake, penetrates, pulls up from 15. Didn't get it. Rebound out of bounds, though, off of Shebue. And it takes us to our final media timeout. 3:49 to go in the first half of play. Kentucky by 3, 28-25. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Live Sports Radio, bringing you inside Neville Arena for all the action of men's and women's basketball game day with no delay. Every dunk, block shot, and steal, plus all the analysis from our Hall of Fame coaches, all with no delay. $25 new or $10 to reprogram the one you already have. Also, use it for every broadcast of home baseball and softball games this spring, all with no delay. With Live Sports Radio, presented by Alpha Insurance.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Do you want to know the secret to making a Whataburger? The secret is, there is no secret. It's simple. We make every Whataburger hot, fresh, and made to order with our never frozen 100% American beef patties, crisp, juicy veggies, fresh toasted buns, and most importantly, we don't start cooking until after you order. Now, if you want to know an actual secret, I put grilled jalapenos on my Whataburger. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Welcome back to our Auburn Sports Network studios. Jacob Hillman checking the Yellowwood scoreboard. Number 25, Texas A&M has taken a 5-point lead over Mississippi State with 11:54 to go in Starkville. Top 25 action earlier today. Number 9 Baylor defeated number 8 Texas 81-72 in Waco. Number 14 Kansas State holds on at Oklahoma State 73-68, and Oklahoma upsets number 23 Iowa State in Ames, Iowa. We'll have a full check of the Yellowwood scoreboard during the Conecuh Saucers halftime show, but we'll go back to the final 3:49 of action. The voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, and the Hall of Fame coach, Joe Champion.
Auburn trails by 3 with 3:49 to go in the first half of play. Hey, for every Auburn three-pointer, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services donates $25 to Coach Pearl's Outlive Cancer Initiative, benefiting local cancer patients and treatment centers. So far, Auburn with 3 threes in the first half, 2 coming from Jalen Williams. Jalen now 4 of his last 5 games, Joe, where he has scored double figures by halftime.
Well, he showed me something right there in terms of wanting the ball. There's times where Jalen doesn't get into the flow of the offense, but he demanded the ball, and he's feeling it. We need his offensive input in the second half.
Auburn's going to need more as well, and here's why. Because Williams has 10. Broome has 9. The only other Auburn player to score in the first half is Wendell Green Jr.
Well, the plan was to take the Sheway away from the basket and run high post screens with Williams and Broome, and that's what they started doing. They're getting more touches than usual in the first half of most games.
Sheway leads Kentucky with 10 points. He has 4 rebounds. Kentucky and Auburn tied in rebounding at 12. Auburn ball out of bounds. Williams, the inbound to Wendell Green in the left corner. To the wing for Allen Flanagan. Allen with a screen from Broome. Around the perimeter, Jasper. Back to Flanagan. Allen down the left side of the lane. Head fake. Leans in, goes up, uses the glass, missed it. Got the rebound and lost it. It's a Kentucky basketball. Wallace on the break for UK. To Reeves on the right wing for 3. He missed it. Their first miss of the 3. Sheway gets the rebound. To the top, head fake it. Wallace penetrates, drives, air ball. Underneath, rebound, up, missed. Rebound Auburn. Here's Jalen on the break. Ahead to Wendell Green. Wendell, free throw line. Underneath, bad. He just lost control of the basket and basketball, and then he was called for a foul. He got in the air and didn't have anything to do.
He just needed to slow down. He stayed at the same speed. If he slows down at the foul line, nobody curves him. He's got the shot. Instead, he left his feet and created an opportunity for Kentucky.
That turnover is Auburn's 6th of the ball game, but the free throw now, or the foul, now puts Kentucky at the free throw line to shoot a 1 and bonus. 3:08 to go in the first half. The arrow out for Kentucky, and Frederick is back in for UK.
And you got Sheway at the free throw line shooting over 70%.
71%, the transfer out of West Virginia. Look at the game he had here against Georgia earlier this year. Career high 37 points and 24 rebounds.
That's a lifetime of career for some players.
And that 24 rebounds isn't his career high. He makes the first free throw, Kentucky by 4. 3:08 in the first half. Auburn has missed its last 4 field goals and has gone 2 minutes and 16 seconds without scoring. Sheway makes both. 3:08 in the first. Auburn trying to get it inbound. And Auburn has to call a timeout. They were doubling Wendell Green, and no one came to help.
You got to see. You got to see that as a teammate. You got to come back down the floor, sprint down the floor, and help out your teammates.
Jacob Hillman with a update coming up at halftime. The Conecuh Sausage halftime report. Good news to report for Auburn baseball right now. They've come from behind and lead 5-3. We'll get you an update on that. But let's pause 10 seconds right now for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Kentucky 30, Auburn 25. Full length of the floor to go for Auburn. 3:08 to go in the first half of play for Auburn. Green, Jasper, Flanagan, Williams, and Broome for the Tigers.
And a very important part of the game with 3 minutes to go now. We've been efficient offensively, even though we only scored 25, but Kentucky at 30 we just need to defend for these next 3 minutes and find a way to secure 1 or 2 more baskets.
Inbound to Zepp Jasper, working on C.J. Frederick up the floor. Zepp across midcourt, hands the ball to Wendell Green in the center circle. Wen between the rings now for Flanagan with the screen from Broom. Allen down the left side, leans in, off the glass is good. Flanagan's first bucket of the game, snaps a 6-0 run by Kentucky. Wallace all the way to the hole and jams it.
That's one part that you can't let happen. Once again, no one found the ball and slowed them down.
Kentucky 32, Auburn 27. 2.5 minutes to go in the first. Wendell inside the arc at the free throw line, down the lane to the basket, reverse layup, he didn't get it. Kentucky rebound. Here's Toppin the other way for UK. Hands the ball to Wallace, to Toppin between the rings. 2 dribbles with the left hand, he picks it up. Down the left side, it's Shibwe, facing Janai Broom. Shibwe into the lane, spins, fade away. Shibwe didn't get it. Rebound though, knocked away. Jalen Williams had it, lost it. They're going to give the ball to Kentucky. Shibwe tied up Williams. Kentucky now out rebounding Auburn 18-13. And Shibwe almost has a double-double in the first half. 12 points and 8 rebounds. Wallace comes out, Fierro back in for UK. The officials gather. Are they trying to figure out that ball was actually against Auburn? Out and against Auburn? They will say that it was. Kentucky ball. Leading Auburn 32-27, 2:01 in the first. Inbound Shibwe to Fierro between the rings. Fierro, left-hand dribble. Picks up, loses it. Steal by Jasper. To the floor, Green ahead. Oh boy, Flanagan was knocked down from behind into the basket.
That's got to be intentional.
And they're not going to do it. Flanagan got pushed in the back underneath the basket. How is that not an intentional foul? And that's what Bruce Pearl is saying right now to Mike Nance. Flanagan at the line for 2. And that was a dangerous foul.
Yes, it was.
Toppin was called, his first. Free throw by Allen is good. 1:49 to go in the first half of play. Lefty out of Little Rock knocks home the second free throw.
That's it, Al. Make him pay. Make him pay.
Auburn trims the lead to 32-28.
Yeah, if there's a leader on that Auburn team, I'm telling Toppin, come on inside, Toppin.
I think Kentucky has called a 30-second timeout.
They have. But someone has to send a signal to Toppin now. That's how you play the game.
32-29, Auburn within 3. I'd love to see a replay. Listen, I think these guys have called a really good first half of basketball. It just appeared that was more than just a foul because he pushed him from behind.
That wasn't a
and into the
basketball
basket.
play. Yeah, two hands.
All right, Kentucky ball coming out of their timeout with 1:49 to go in the first half, and Auburn has come back a little bit on UK, trailing by 3. Jasper, Green, Flanagan, Williams, and Broom for Auburn. Reeves, Frederick, Toppin, Wallace, and Shibwe, who has 12 points and 8 rebounds in the first half for UK. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Frederick get open for a shot, or looking for him to get open for a shot. He's down in the left corner. Wallace working on Zepp Jasper. Bounce pass to Toppin. Top of the key. Toppin underneath, Wallace posting up. There's the corner for Frederick. To Toppin, straight away 3. Good. Kentucky by 5. Or excuse me, 6. 35-29. 1:23 to go in the first half of play. Wendell Green across midcourt. Tigers trail by 6. Kentucky 4 of 5 from 3 in the first half. Broom to Flanagan. Had a 3, didn't take it. Now does. Missed it. Rebound Toppin, or rather Shibwe for Kentucky. They're up 6 with the ball. 1 minute to go in the first. Wallace gets the ball to Shibwe, falls down onto the wing. Wallace for 3. Good. 5 of 6 from 3 in the first half for Kentucky. They're up 9 with 46 seconds to go in the first half. Green, Broom outside the arc. Drives on Sheboy, gets cut off at the free throw line. Jalen left wing, he'll pop a 3. It's short, rebound Sheboy. He's got a double-double in the first half. Toppin at the top. Looking for Frederick instead to Wallace between the rings. Kentucky by 9 with 21 seconds in the first half. 6-0 run for Kentucky. Auburn, one of its last 8 from the field. Play clock, game clock about a second apart. Shot clock at 7. Low post Sheboy, baseline left, foul. Janai Broom got him on the elbow. His second foul. With 7.5 seconds to go in the first half, and Sheboy goes to the line for 2. Not sure that Bruce Pearl agrees with that call right there. Nonetheless, Sheboy's at the line for a couple.
It was right in front of the official. And you want Sheboy out there shooting from that far away. Just
he can take the lead to double figures and does.
Yep.
Kentucky by 10. Well, you talked just about a struggle for Auburn down the stretch of this first half. It was within 3. Kentucky's gone on an 8-0 run. 7.5 seconds to go in the first half. Sheboy makes both. Sheboy will come out, and Damian Collins is in. Full length of the floor to go for Auburn. The inbound Wendell Green. Across midcourt with 4 seconds, gets a screen, drives to the basket with the left hand. He didn't get it, and that's the way the first half closes. Kentucky closes the first half on an 8-0 run. Auburn was one of its last 9 and did not have a field goal in the last 2 minutes and 53 seconds of the first half of play. Kentucky 40, Auburn 29. Time now for the Conecuh Sausage halftime report. And here is Jacob Hillman.
Thank you, Andy. Wildcats lead Tigers 40-29 at the break. 7 lead changes in the first half, but that run at the end from Kentucky is the difference in this game. This is the Conecuh Sausage halftime show. The Conecuh Sausage Company is proud to be the official smoked sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Make Conecuh Sausage part of your game day and family traditions. Now let's take a look, a full check of the Yellowwood scoreboard as go through some SEC action first, top 25, and then possibly the game of the year in college basketball. In the SEC, Missouri defeats Georgia 85-63. Number 2, Alabama holds on at home against Arkansas 86-83. In action now, number 25, Texas A&M and Mississippi State are in a battle in Starkville at the Hump with the Bulldogs leading the Aggies 49-47 with 7:02 to go there. Now action going on later on tonight, 5 o'clock Central, number 11 Tennessee hosts South Carolina. At the same time, Vanderbilt will host Florida. And then the nightcap, Ole Miss will host LSU at 7:30 Central. Now looking at across the nation at the top 25 action, number 14 Kansas State defeated Oklahoma State 73-68. Number 9 Baylor wins at home against Texas 81-72. Arizona State on a half-court buzzer beater from Devin Cambridge's brother defeats number 7 Arizona 89-88. Number 24 TCU hangs on against Texas Tech 83-82 in Lubbock. And then Oklahoma upsets number 23 Iowa State 61-60. Villanova upsets number 19 Creighton 79-67. And number 18 UConn defeats St. John's 95-86. So those are all the finals for today in progress. It's a battle at Kansas. Number 3 Jayhawks are leading just by 2 over West Virginia 35-33. And then number 13 Miami leads Florida State 56-34 in Miami. In the game of the year, Iowa defeats Michigan State 112-106 in overtime. The Hawkeyes trailed 91-78 with a minute 34 remaining and made 6 of 9 3-pointers in the final minute and a half, including the last 4 in a row in the final 32 seconds to tie the game. And obviously, with all that momentum, won it in overtime. But that's a full check of the Yellowwood scoreboard. And last night and today have been an absolute blast in Auburn athletics with 9 different teams in action. We'll tell you all about it and more when we take a look around Auburn athletics This is the Auburn Sports Network.
When Auburn basketball hits the half, keep it locked on the Auburn Sports Network for the Conecuh Sausage Halftime Show. Conecuh Sausage Company is proud to be the official smoked sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Stats and scores from around college basketball, plus a look around Auburn athletics, getting you ready for the rest of the game. The Conecuh Sausage Halftime Show, only on the Auburn Sports Network.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage on their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
We've all been caught up in the little chores that pile up every day. The dishes in the sink, the trash that needs taking out, the pesky check engine light. Isn't it time to make a change and escape to a whole new world of possibilities? Where there's dinner without dishes, nights filled with adventure, and every day you feel like a winner. A little change can go a long way when you escape every day at Wind Creek Casino and WindCreekCasino.com.
Welcome back to the Conecuh Sausage Halftime Show. Auburn trails Kentucky 40-29 at the break. Jacob Hillman here with you back in our Auburn Sports Network studios. So we take a look around Auburn athletics this weekend, and we'll start with the action from last night inside Neville Arena, where number 7 Gymnastics put up a score 197.550 to defeat number 14 Georgia. It was sophomore Suni Lee taking the all-around title, highlighted by a career-high 9.95 on vault. The Tigers will next travel to Kentucky on Friday at 6 Central. And then indoor track and field is in Fayetteville for SEC championships, where the throwers have highlighted the weekend with Kyle Brown and Maddie Malone each earning bronze medals in the men's and women's weight throw. The Tigers will wrap up action today in Fayetteville. Men's tennis began the Blue-Gray Classic with a 4-1 win over Texas Tech yesterday. The Tigers continue play at Lagoon Park and the O'Connor Tennis Center in Montgomery today. Now moving into today's action, this morning, number 3 Equestrian earned a statement win over number 1 SMU 15-5 at the Auburn University Equestrian Center. The Mustangs scored the first point of the day, but it was all Tigers after that. And Auburn will be back in action hosting South Carolina in the regular season finale at 3 Central on Friday, again at the Auburn University Equestrian Center. That is free to attend. Number 17, Auburn baseball, look at this, has opened up an 8-3 lead over USC. This series was supposed to be played in Los Angeles, but cold and severe weather forced that game here to Plainsman Park, where USC opened up with a 3-0 lead, but the Tigers have responded, and it's been a heck of a 6th inning. And there's been 5 runs scored in the 6th inning. Mike Bello on a fielder's choice. Brody Moss singled up the middle for his second RBI of the game. Cole Foster and Ike Irish have capped it off, and Auburn's still threatening. Runners on second and third with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning and an 8-3 lead over USC. Brad Law and Paul Ellen are on the call today. Welcome back, Paul Ellen, to the Auburn Sports Network. As we move on to James B. Moore Field, where number 20 Auburn softball has a 3-0 lead over North Dakota State in the Plainsman Invite. It's a doubleheader for the Tigers, as they will host Merrimack later on tonight, as Britt Bowen and J.J. Jackson have you covered there on the call. But Tigers had a huge day yesterday, defeating Merrimack and Brown. Annabelle Wedra with a complete game no-hitter in the win over Brown. And then moving on to tomorrow's action, women's basketball hosts Senior Day and the regular season finale tomorrow against Vanderbilt at 3 Central. Guards Sanaya Wells and Honesty Scott Grayson will be honored for their contributions to the program at 2:35. And it's also a big game as far as the standings go. Auburn trying to get in position to not play on Wednesday in the SEC tournament in Greenville. The Tigers will need a loss, or just need a win and a loss from Florida tomorrow to move into that spot. But right now, just looking to get a win over Vanderbilt with some momentum going into postseason play. Coverage can be heard in the Auburn area on FM Talk 93.9 with Britt Bowen and Dr. Larry Teixeira on the call. The next men's basketball broadcast will be on Wednesday as Auburn heads to Coleman Coliseum to face number 2 Alabama. Tip-off is set for 6 Central with Andy Burcham, Randall Dickey, and Paul Ellen on the call beginning at 5:30. Again, your score at the half, Auburn 29, Kentucky 40. We take a look at the first half stats when the Conecuh Sausage Halftime Show continues in a moment.
Conecuh Sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh Sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh Sausage is celebrating their 75th year of the Sessions family making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
In 1925, Modelo began brewing beer for those who believe in better. A model beer, steeped in the tradition of tireless effort. A rich Pilsner-style lager for those who wear their heart and heritage in their rolled-up sleeve. Since our first batch to every bottle raised today, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the F's in sports. Regions helps you embrace the infinite life.
Member FDIC.
This is Auburn head coach and proud Ford F-150 owner, Bruce Pearl. The thing I hear most when people get in the cab of my F-150 is, this truck is huge. Well, I drive around some pretty big players, and when I get a 7-footer in the back seat and he's able to spread out, he's just blown away at how roomy and comfortable this truck is. So visit your local Ford dealer and check out Ford F-150, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers.
Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for more information.
Inbound to Wendell. Brings the ball up the floor. An opportunity for Auburn to take the lead. He stays out of a double team. Left wing, Zep, 3, short. And a rebound dunk by Jalen Williams gives Auburn the lead. Oh, what a thing of beauty.
An emphatic putback jam from Jalen Williams, and he leads the Tigers in scoring with 10 in the first half. Halftime numbers are brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Don't wait, vaccinate. Protect yourself and others against COVID and flu. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. And looking at the halftime numbers, it's clear Kentucky shot the ball better than Auburn in the first half and out-rebounded the Tigers as well. 56% from the field for the Wildcats, 34% for the Tigers. And Kentucky grabbed 21 rebounds while Auburn had 13. Early on in the game, Auburn did have the rebounding edge, grabbing several offensive rebounds, but Kentucky was able to grab a lot of those missed shots from Auburn. From 3, Kentucky was 5 of 6, and Auburn was 3 of 11. Auburn's 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Kentucky is 5 of 6. Turnovers favor Auburn right now. 6 turnovers for the Tigers and 8 for the Wildcats, and Auburn has converted off of those turnovers with 11 points off of them, but Kentucky's done the same with 10 points. And then in the paint, Auburn has 14 points, and Kentucky has 18. As we look at some of the individual numbers, like I said, Jalen Williams leads the Tigers in scoring with 10 points. He has 4 rebounds as well. Janai Broome is second in scoring with 9 points, but he's only grabbed 1 rebound, and that could be that'll be something for him in the second half. Wendell Green Jr. has 6 points, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. And looking at Kentucky, the leading scorer, as you'd expect, Oscar Tshiebwe on 5 of 7 shooting. He's made 4 free throws, and he has 10 rebounds for a double-double in the first half. Cason Wallace, the starting guard, has 11 points on 4 of 9 shooting. He's knocked down 2 of the threes for Kentucky, and he's grabbed 2 rebounds and dished out 4 assists. Those are your halftime stats, and once again, your score at halftime, Auburn 29, Kentucky 40. We'll have second half action from Rupp Arena between Auburn and Kentucky with the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, and the Hall of Fame coach, Joe Champy, after this.
You've been listening to the Conecuh Sausage Halftime Show. Make Conecuh Sausage part of your game day. Still family owned and made in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947. The second half is 2 minutes away. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Hey Tiger fans, join Coach Johnny Harris and the Auburn women's basketball staff on the Coach Jay Show. The show airs live on location from Baumhauer's Victory Grill every Monday at 6 p.m. Get the latest updates on the Tigers from Coach Jay while enjoying delicious food from Baumhauer's. The show is available locally on FM Talk 93.9 FM and anywhere else on the Auburn Game Day app. Make your plans now to join us for the Coach Jay Show at Baumhauer's Victory Grill, Mondays at 6. War Eagle.
Conecuh Sausage is a product we all know and love, and it's the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, patented blend of seasonings, all natural casings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true Southern flavor. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh Sausage dog or premium hot dog while watching the Tigers, and make Conecuh part of your game day or any day. Conecuh Sausage is celebrating their 75th year of the Sessions family making their premium smoked sausage in Evergreen, Alabama. Be sure to visit the new Conecuh gift shop right off I-65 at exit 96.
North American beavers are excellent swimmers, but on land, they waddle about clumsily. That is until they spot the yellow tag on a stack of Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. Their instincts kick in, and the colony springs into action. Just like that, these master builders make off with their newfound building materials.
For 5-star backyards, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
It's a great day for Auburn Tigers to get vaccinated. COVID and flu vaccines are an important tool to help stop the pandemic. The Alabama Department of Public Health is offering the COVID and flu vaccines to anyone 6 months and older. COVID and flu. The COVID and flu vaccines are safe, effective, and free. COVID and flu are still on the rise. Don't let COVID and flu stop you from supporting your favorite team. Continue to help protect yourself, your friends, and our campus by getting the COVID and flu vaccines. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
The second half spark is brought to you by the finest electricians in the world, the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613.
Halftime, Auburn trails Kentucky 40-29. The Cats, boy, just shot the ball so well, Joe Champy. From the perimeter in the first half, 5 of 6 from 3. Out-rebounded Auburn 21-13. And Auburn trails by 11, its largest deficit at halftime. So what's your spark for the second half?
Well, first of all, you have 19 points combined from Williams and Broome. What I'm looking for is Katie Johnson, Flanagan, and Wendell Green to come alive in the second half. And if we get 10 points from them, or we get some more points from the inside players, we've got an opportunity. But how much more efficient can Kentucky be, shooting 83% from the three and 57% or 55% from the floor?
And 83% from the free throw line. That's a very good shooting half of basketball for Kentucky.
And you and I down here saw Kentucky's offense. We saw so many 50-50 balls on the floor, picked up by them, and then a shot knocked down. It's heartbreaking. But first 8 minutes now for Auburn now is really important, because as we spoke in the pregame, Kentucky comes out efficient first 8 minutes, second half first 8 minutes. So
UK will have the ball to open the second half of play. Kaysen Wallace hit 2 of those 5 threes in the first half for UK. Throws it off the left side for Chris Livingston. Livingston ball deflected off the wing for Reeves, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called on Wendell Green. Wendell got hit in the face going for that ball, and he's the one that was called for the foul. His third of the game, and Wendell is on his back at the Auburn end of the floor.
Looks like he got an elbow.
Yeah.
Into the
So Kentucky
forehead.
keeps the ball. And that's 3 fouls now on Wendell Green Jr. UK ball out of bounds. Left side. Inbound to Wallace at midcourt, picked up by Jasper. Whistle foul. And Wendell, I think, is going to be taken out of the game. They're going to bring Trey Donaldson in. I think you're right. I think he got hit in the forehead, Joe.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's going to come out of the game, and he will go down to the end of the bench and be tended to by Auburn's athletic trainer, Clark Pearson. Kentucky ball, 16 to shoot, leading by 11. Inbound Sheboy to Wallace. Mason Wallace works on Jasper. Gets a step on Zepp. Gets a screen in the key. Left side Toppin, 18-footer, didn't get it. Weak side rebound to the floor, and here's Donaldson on the break for Auburn. Ball deflected to the right sideline where he runs it down.
Donaldson has to learn to run the lane rather than crossing over. There's too many good players out there. He had a lane down this side with Williams.
Trey has it at the top, down the lane. Flanagan to the hole, and he lays it in. Nice move to the basket by Alan Flanagan, and Auburn cuts the lead to 9.
First straight line drive tonight by Auburn.
40-31 Kentucky with the basketball. Reeves, hands on the wing, Toppin. Low post for Sheboy against Broom. Backs him in. Now to the top for Levingston. Levingston to the wing for Reeves. Shot clock at 12. Reeves to the hole, banks it up, and he missed it. Rebound Levingston up, he got it. Auburn didn't take care of the glass. You will not beat Kentucky rebounding like that. That's got to change.
You can't stand, you need 5 people in the paint.
Yeah, Kentucky by 11. Donaldson with a screen from Flanagan, drives, kicks it to the corner for Williams. To the top for Janai for 3, didn't get it. Rebound Sheboy for Kentucky. Kentucky by 11 with the ball, 18-13 in the second half of play. Wallace between the circles, kicks it to the corner. 3 ball from the corner, short. Rebound to Kentucky, back up, miss, got a rebound again, topping up and in. Kentucky with 2 straight offensive rebound buckets, and UK leads by 13 points.
Here comes the high energy by this Kentucky team.
Yeah, 44-31 UK. UK has out-rebounded Auburn 25-14 in the contest. Donaldson running the point with Green on the bench. Jalen Williams, head fake at 3, drives to the free throw line, puts up the floater and missed it. Rebound to Kentucky. Toppin to the baseline. Reeves to the hole. Reverse. Good to foul.
Talked about Auburn running the floor and sprinting out. We're seeing Kentucky the last 2 times to sprint out the floor offensively.
Green, Cardwell, and Berman in for Auburn. Broom, Donaldson, and Flanagan sit down for the Tigers. And Kentucky trying to just run away with this one at the start of the second half, leading Auburn by 15 points. 46-31. Opportunity for Reeves for the and 1. Foul was against Alan Flanagan, his second. Reeves 79% from the stripe, a transfer from Illinois State. He was a 1,000-point scorer in normal. He makes a free throw. (47-31) Kentucky. Auburn basketball. Wendell Green back at the point. Bounce pass for Jalen Williams. To Zepp Jasper down the lane to the corner. Berman for 3, didn't get it. Rebound Sheboy. Up the left sideline, Wallace. Wallace inside the arc. Out of the top for Reeves and a 3. Didn't get it. Rebound to Cardwell for Auburn. Green ahead for Jasper. Zepp on the left wing. Drives through the lane along the baseline. To the right wing. Back to Zepp in the corner. Penetrates to the wing for Williams. Jalen loses it, but there's a reach in, I think, on Wallace. And Auburn will have the ball out of bounds on the baseline right with 20 on the shot clock, trailing by 16 points. Auburn's been outscored 7-2 to open this second half of play. As a matter of fact, 7 straight points. Inbound Berman. Near the top of the circle, drives on Sheboy. At the top, Williams. Right wing, Wendell 3. No. Rebound Reeves. Up the floor for UK, for Kentucky. Reeves drives, gets cut off. To the top, it's Wallace. Left wing for Livingston. Ball batted underneath, and a foul called against Auburn on the entry pass. It's going to go against Cardwell. It's the 3rd foul on Dillon.
Another dig-in foul that you have to be aware of. You've got to play basic, consistent defense. You can't reach and you can't dig.
Wallace will trigger baseline left. Inbound Toppin on the wing. Back out to the outside to Reeves, hands to Wallace. 15 to shoot for Kentucky, leading Auburn by 16 points. 47-31. Toppin working on Jalen. Pull-up jumper. Nope. Rebound to Wendell Green for Auburn. Looking for help as he brings the ball up the floor. Penetrates to the left wing. Out to the top, it's Williams. To Green with 20 to shoot. Auburn down by 16 points. Haven't scored in over 3 minutes in the second half. Cardwell. Dillon right back to almost midcourt to Wendell Green. Shot clock at 9. Wendell between the circles. 5 to shoot. Gets some help underneath. Cardwell throws it away, and it's a shot clock violation against Auburn. Takes us to a timeout break. 15:37 to go in the second half. Kentucky 47, Auburn 31. Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
I love working on my cars, but I wish I had more space for my shop.
Give General Steel a call. In business for over 30 years and with over 5,000 five-star customer reviews, General Steel can help with projects ranging from RV storage and garages to churches, workshops, and even major construction for Fortune 500 companies. And all General Steel custom buildings are backed by our 50-year warranty.
But that's got to cost a fortune.
Actually, General Steel buildings are more affordable than other building options. And thanks to our highly efficient construction, you can go from dreaming it to enjoying it in no time.
I need to give the General a call. How do I get more information?
Call 866-96-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to find out what General Steel can do for your home or business. That's 866-96-STEEL. Our team will answer your questions and offer you a customized quote. Just call 866-967-8335 now or mygeneralsteel.com.
Auburn basketball is brought to you by Alabama Power. At Alabama Power, we give 100% to achieve 99.9% dependability. Our commitment helps deliver power for a better Alabama.
15:37 to go in the second half. Auburn has been outscored 7-2 to open the second half. And Kentucky has a 47-31 lead. Today's second half, is presented by Wind Creek Hotel and Casino. With 3 Alabama locations in Atmore, Montgomery, and Wetumpka, you escape every day at Wind Creek Hotel and Casino and online at windcreek.com. This deficit is 1 point under the largest deficit that Auburn has suffered this season. Now, that was West Virginia. Auburn came back in that game and actually had a shot late. But boy, right now, it is tough going at both ends of the floor for the Tigers.
Well, Kentucky right now is showing their strength and length at Auburn's offensive end. They're pressuring the ball. Every cutter coming through is being held up, and they're being efficient. Auburn, once again, has to get a little bit wider, quit setting screens now, and get straight line drives to the basket.
Auburn got a driving basket by Allen Flanagan to cut the lead to 9. Kentucky has gone on a 7-0 run since. Matter of fact, Auburn's gone 3 minutes and 33 seconds without a point.
And we had talked about this Kentucky team that wasn't that effective defensively. They're showing me the want today to play defense in both halves of this game.
Kentucky 50% from the field, 62.5% from 3, and 85.7% from the three-point strike, or the free throw line, have out-rebounded Auburn 28-16. Wallace between the circles, Reeves. Reeves inside the arc, off the left wing for Livingston. Livingston to the wing for Reeves, goes baseline, drives to the hole and scores. And then Auburn turned the ball over trying to get it back inbound. I think Auburn is saying that Kentucky touched the ball as Auburn was trying to inbound the ball. Chris Moore really emphatic, and you don't see him react that way.
No, you don't.
And Kentucky's going to get the basketball. Wallace to the top for Sheboy. A frustrating start to the second half for Auburn. A 9-0 run right now for Kentucky, leading 49-31. Wallace down the lane against Berman, who stripped it. Nicely played by Leor. To Broom, ahead to Wendell Green. Wendell penetrates, and he gets fouled on a drive to the basket.
Leor does a great job on that defensive position, pressing up against the opponent, against Wallace, and then stripping him.
Wallace was called for the foul. Auburn ball out of bounds, baseline left. Moore will trigger. Auburn down by 18 points, 49-31. Inbound Leor Berman, and he's fouled. He's tripped by Livingston, and that's the third foul on Livingston. Auburn will trigger down the left sideline now. Kentucky will go to its bench. Adu Fierro, a freshman from Leetsdale, Pennsylvania, is in. Where is Leetsdale?
I have no idea, but he went to Quaker Valley High School. We'll Google that, certainly.
Inbound to Wendell Green. Bounce pass, Broom inside the arc, working on Sheboy. Broom wants to hand the ball off. Instead, dribbles down the baseline, spins on Sheboy, gets cut off, spins again, gets it to the wing. KD is open for a three. Good.
There you go.
KD Johnson's first bucket of the game is the three from the right wing. 49-34 UK with the basketball. 14:25 in the second. Toppin underneath for Sheboy. And Janai Broom called for a foul. Trying to fend off Sheboy. That's the third foul on Janai. Auburn's been called for 4 fouls here in the second half. Kentucky for 3. Wallace will trigger baseline right. 9-2 run right now for UK, or rather 9-3 run. Inbound to Toppin, almost taken away by KD Johnson. Hands the ball now to Wallace. 13 to shoot for Kentucky. Wallace in the center circle against Leor Berman. Right wing for Reeves. To the baseline, ball deflected out of bounds by KD, who's tried to throw it up the wing for Toppin.
I'll tell you what, Kentucky's offense, they make some great cuts. They come off them real hard and fast. It's impressive, and Auburn's doing a great job of covering and taking out their cuts.
5 to shoot. Watch out for Frederick. He floats to the other side of the floor. Reeves penetrates to the hole and lays it in.
No matter how good we defend the size of this Kentucky team, they just can shoot over us.
13:51 to go in the second half. Kentucky by 17, 51-34. Wendell, right wing KD. Spins down to the baseline, hangs, shoots, missed it. Rebound tapped up. Sheboy gets the rebound for Kentucky. Ahead to Wallace for Sheboy. 13 rebounds on the afternoon. Wallace between the circles. It's a screen. Picks up the dribble. Sheboy, top of the key, inside the arc. Looks right, gets the ball to Frederick. Down the lane, Frederick to the corner, Reeves. 3, no. Weak side rebound. And they called a foul on Broom for holding the jersey of Sheboy on the rebound, and he'll have to come out. That'll be his 4th. So Auburn's leading scorer, or second leading scorer, is now out of the game. Bruce Pearl asking for the same kind of consideration at Auburn's end of the floor. Kentucky ball. Wallace to Sheboy, picked up by Cardwell. Auburn's into trouble with fouls. Broom on the bench with 4. Cardwell has 3. Kentucky 51, Auburn 34. Shot clock at 9. Wallace against Berman. Drives, shoots, missed it. Foul against Leor.
A little late whistle right there, but Leor's on that island all by himself trying to cover Wallace going to the basket.
That's a quick fouls against Auburn, and that's 6 now against the Tigers in the second half. Kentucky's been called for 3 in this half. And now Wallace at the line for 2 for UK. Outstanding point guard, Casey Wallace makes the free throw. Tied a school record with 8 steals early this season against Michigan State. That was back in November.
He's got a great handle, a lot of quickness, great vision.
We'll have a decision to make at the end of this year as he knocks home the free throw about whether he's a one-and-done guy here at UK.
And we hope he is.
12:52 in the second. Kentucky 53, Auburn 34. Wendell Green across midcourt. Steps into a 3 ball. Got it. (53-37) UK. Frederick out at the top for Reeves. 12 and a half minutes to go in the second half in Lexington. Wallace between the circles. Bounce pass, Toppin. Out at high, working on Moore. Low post, Wallace against Wendell in the low post. And he lost the ball out of bounds, and Auburn has it. Good defense on the low post by Wendell.
Great defense by Auburn. Efficient offense by Kentucky, taking advantage of a mismatch and pounded down inside to Wallace at 6'4", playing Wendell Green at 5'11".
Flanagan into the game. Here's your 5 for Auburn. Green, Johnson, Flanagan, Moore, and Cardwell for the Tigers, trailing 53-37. UK basketball. Inbound in the corner for Green. Wendell between the legs pass, between a Kentucky player's legs, gets the ball to Moore across midcourt, right back to Wendell. 53-37 Kentucky. Wendell, 2 more at the top. Now to KD Johnson, who got pushed by Reeves. And that takes us to a timeout break. 11:59 in the second. Kentucky 53, Auburn 37. Jacob Hillman brings you up to date on scores throughout the SEC and more. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the Auburn Game Day app. Find tickets, skip concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways. Shop the latest Auburn gear. Stay current with a comprehensive social media stream. Participate in game day light shows. Plus, listen to every Auburn Sports Network broadcast, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously. On the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics, the Auburn Game Day app. Get it today.
Are you looking to advance your career without putting your life on hold? Consider the flexibility of an online MBA at Auburn University's Harvard College of Business. Ranked among the nation's best by U.S. News and World Report, our 100% online MBA program provides the flexibility you need to pursue a degree while maintaining your personal and professional life. Learn more at harvard.auburn.edu.
When you see the SEC student athlete, it's easy to picture the swing, the stance, the form. But look closer, and you'll see the heart, the brain, the clutch lab partner, the avid two-stepper, the pride of a hometown, and a little brother's hero. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Back in our Auburn Sports Network studios, Jacob Hillman with the check of the Yellowwood scoreboard. Mississippi State defeats number 25 Texas A&M 69-62. That means Alabama clinched the SEC championship with a win against Auburn on Wednesday. Top 25 action. Florida State is flying back against number 13 Miami, only trailing by 170-69 with 6:25 to go in that ball game. And Kansas and West Virginia are still battling in Allen Fieldhouse. Jayhawks lead at 60-58. Across the street at Langston Park, USC has loaded the bases in the top of the 8th inning as Auburn brings in Will Cannon. It's 8-3 Auburn, but Trojans are threatening. Back to Rupp Arena with Andy Burcham and Joe Champion.
53-37, Kentucky leads Auburn, 11:59 to go in the ball game. And listen, you've heard it since the Mississippi State, the Ole Miss game ended on Wednesday. Rebounding would be an enormous factor today, with the Tigers and Kentucky. Auburn was out-rebounded by 10 against Ole Miss. They've almost been doubled up today here. Out-rebounded 30-16 by a really good rebounding team in Kentucky.
We're almost being out-rebounded by Shuey. He has 14, and we only have 6. It's a collective, system here where an attitude where everybody's got to rebound, got to contribute.
Cardwell, KD. 19-footer by KD, missed it. Rebound to Dillon on the wing for Wendell. Auburn trails 53-37. Wendell turns it over. Wallace took it away. Drives to the corner. Reeves for 3. Good.
Well, Wendell tried his play where he swings his arms underneath. And in scouting reports, Wallace knew that. He took the ball away, and Kentucky knocks down 3.
Green all the way to the hole. Missed the reverse layup. Rebounded by Toppin. Kentucky up 56-37. There's another 3. Good. From the right wing from Reeves. And Kentucky threatening to make this a blowout, friends. 11-12 in the second. Kentucky by 22. Wendell gets a screen from Cardwell. Penetrates to the free throw line. Picks up the dribble. At the top, it's Williams, and he's fouled. Drew a foul on Toppin on the drive to the basket. Auburn basketball brought to you by Auburn Opelika Tourism. Start your next visit to the Plains at aotourism.com. Boy, a Kentucky day, boy, from the three-point stripe. 7 of 11 today from 3.
And it's not just one player. They're sharing the opportunities. So efficient, 63% from the 3. It's a game of wants right now and wishes, and for Kentucky, the wishes coming true with the way they're shooting the ball.
Topping out, Lance Ware is in on the low post. Williams, left wing, Jalen. 3 ball, good. He got knocked to the floor. Made the 3 on the feed from Green. First points of the second half for Jalen.
We're getting some baskets, but we're not getting them in a flow offensively. And Kentucky's too good the way they're defending this. We've got to get them moving a little bit more.
Shooting almost 54% from the field. Drive to the hole. It's stripped out of there by Livingston. Here's Auburn the other way. Green ahead for Auburn. Trailing by 19. 12 or 10-21 in the second half. Wendell working way out on top against Reeves. Bounce pass Cardwell at the top. KD loses it, gets it back. Right side of the circle. Out to the top. Cardwell between the rings. It's Wendell. NBA range 3, air ball out of bounds. Shot clock was running out. And he'll hear it from the UK faithful. Toppin right back into the ball game for Kentucky, replacing Ware. Kentucky basketball leading Auburn by 19 points. We're midway through the second half. Broome and Jasper about to come back in. Janai with 4 fouls. He's not scored since midway through the first half of play. At that point, he had 9 points. Sheboy at the point. Hands back to Wallace. Wallace off the left wing, down to the baseline. Sheboy to the hole, good.
Great pass by Wallace. Bounce pass inside where Sheboy catches and goes right to the board.
A 16-point, 14-rebound day for Oscar Sheboy. Kentucky by 21 again. Williams, Flanagan at the top, KD. Crossover dribble down the right side of the lane to the hole, goes in and scores. And a foul on the play. KD Johnson with the driving basket. Our Sun South drive in the game. Sun South John Deere, preferred tractor of the Tigers. Find your local dealer at sunsouth.com. KD fouled by Reeves, his 3rd of the game. And a chance for the and 1 for KD Johnson.
It's amazing how hard he takes the ball to the basket in a crowd, but the other part is how he finds a tunnel to get the ball on the basket.
I agree. Free throw by KD is in the air and he missed it. Rebound Sheboy for Kentucky. Kentucky basketball leading Auburn by 19 points. Left wing 3-ball Reeves. Yes. He has 4 threes in the game.
Just shooting it with so much confidence, and Cason Wallace out in front running this Kentucky offense efficiently.
Kentucky 8 of 12 from 3. Jasper Low post, Broom working on Sheepway, spins, throws it away, trying to throw it off the right side. Reeves ahead for Kentucky, dunks it. That was Livingston. They're having some fun at Auburn's expense right now in Lexington. 66-42 Kentucky. Zach Jasper running the point. Whips a pass, right wing, Jalen three. Nope. Rebound Toppin for Kentucky. Covers up the ball, gets it ahead to Wallace. Left wing Reeves. Right wing Toppin. Head fake. The three. Into the key, picks up the dribble. Back to Wallace on the perimeter. Picked up by Flanagan. Drives on Allen. To the basket off the glass. He didn't get it. Tapped up and in by Toppin.
Just a hard guard for anyone taking Wallace to the basket, and then the rebounding presence of Toppin and Sheeway on the weak side.
68-42 Kentucky. 7:38 in the second half. KD drives down the right side of the lane, loses it. Sheepway leads the break for UK. Livingston to the hole. No, but he's fouled by Flanagan. That'll be the third foul on Allen, taking us to a timeout. 7:27 to go. Kentucky 68, Auburn 42. And Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
What widens the eyes, tightens the stomach, and flutters the heart. Adrenaline. Feel it for yourself in the Toyota RAV4, Camry, Corolla, and Tacoma. Lease a new 2023 Toyota RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months. Toyota, let's go places. Offer valid through February 28, 2023. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. 3608 due at signing. No security deposit. With select equipment, $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Auburn basketball is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. All Chick-fil-A locations in Alabama proudly support the Auburn Tigers.
7:27 to go in the second half in Lexington. Kentucky 68, Auburn 42. Auburn has been outscored 28-13 in the second half. No one gets you closer to college basketball than SiriusXM. Download the SiriusXM app. Take your Auburn Tigers with you all season long. Tune in to SiriusXM SEC Radio for news, talk, analysis, and more straight from your phone. No car required. Kentucky took control of this game, Joe, at about the 3-minute mark of the first half and have not relinquished that control.
They've been consistent what they're doing offensively, defensively, controlling the paint, rebounding, but they're getting balanced scoring. That we were hoping that we would see this from our Auburn team, but Kentucky with Toppin, Reeves, Wallace, Sheeway, all in double figures.
They're all in double figures. 18 for Reeves, 16 points and 15 rebounds for Sheepway, 13 for Wallace, and 11 for Toppin. So 4 of their 5 starters are in double figures. In the meantime, Auburn has 1 in double figures, and that's Jalen Williams with 13. Kentucky, 11 of 19 in the second half from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, perfect from the free throw line, and about rebounded Auburn 35-17 today. And Livingston at the free throw line coming out of the timeout break.
Well, you know, and we talked about Kentucky being young and struggling early. They are a young team, but they're a team with length, great basketball skill, and now offensively it seems like with Case and Wallace out in front, they respect his game and his IQ, and they're letting him handle this team offensively, and they're pretty efficient today.
Livingston makes both free throws. He has scored 6 points in the second half. Donaldson up the floor for Auburn off a feed from Broom to the right wing. 69-42 Kentucky. 7:19 in the second half. Zep Jasper outside the arc, left wing. Gets it to Broom between the circles. Right sideline Donaldson. Down the lane, Jalen. Turnaround jumper, in and out. Rebound to Wallace for Kentucky. Ahead Livingston. Inside the arc to the hole. Put it up, blocked by Jalen. And out of bounds off of Livingston. Nice defensive play by Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams comes across, gives help on the ball, and turns him over. And at our offensive end, couldn't ask for a better shot for Jalen Williams. Moving over his right shoulder, shooting that baby hook from 8 feet away.
6:50 to go in the ball game. Auburn trails 69-42. Broom in the lane against Sheepway. Turnaround jumper, missed it. Rebound to the floor, comes to Kentucky.
And same shot for Janai Broom.
Auburn is shooting just 31% from the field in the second half at 5 of 16. A 9-0 run right now for Kentucky. Wallace on the wing. Picks it up, top of the circle for Reeves. Reeves, a hot shooter from the outside here in the second half. Toppin on the wing. Ball right back at him. Drives to the hole. Head fake up. He missed it. Rebound to Sheepway. Dumps it. And Broom doubles over on the other side of the lane. And Broom got hit somehow. And they may take a look at this. I'll be honest, Joe, I didn't see the contact with Janai underneath.
It looked like Janai was trying to double the ball on top of it, and I didn't see any movement, but Sheepway came around.
The follow through by Toppin on the missed basket, he came down and hit Broom as he was coming down after the shot, and then Sheepway was wide open for the rebound dunk. I don't think there's anything intentional about it, but Broom took quite a blow to I think the forehead.
Certainly looked like a basketball play.
As it stands, Kentucky leads 71-42. This is just simply something Auburn hasn't dealt with this season. This kind of a team dominating Auburn like Kentucky has since about the 3-minute mark of the first half.
As we mentioned in pregame, this time of the year with 3 games to go, this being the first one of the 3, it's about the positioning yourself for the SEC tournament, but more importantly, getting ready for the NCAA. And Coach Calipari is known to get this team ready for March, and it's evident today. Their efficient offense, and then defensively, just taking away our cuts.
Second annual War Eagle Run Fest is coming up tomorrow. You can still register for the half marathon, 5K, or Kids Mile by going to wareaglerunfest.com to sign up and finish on the 50. That's wareaglerunfest.com. Well, the replay, I think, is over. They are now talking with, I think, the official score at midcourt. We haven't seen them talk to the coaches yet. Again, I don't think there was anything intentional. It was the follow through by Toppin coming down.
Yeah.
And he caught Janai Broom in the head. And there will be no call as a result, I don't think. Wow, they did call a flagrant foul. My mistake. Typically, you see them go to the coaches and explain it, and I didn't see that happen. So it was a flagrant foul on Toppin. Does that erase the basket? And it will send Janai Broom to the free throw line for 2 technical shots. First free throw is good for Janai. His first point since about the 12-minute mark of the first half. And he knocked home both.
really surprising.
I am too, quite frankly.
Of how that was called.
Yeah. So Auburn with the 2 free throws and the ball out of bounds. 71-44 Kentucky. Auburn ball 6:10 in the second. And Pat Adams now walks over to the scorer's table. I don't know, he's talking to John Calipari. I don't know if Coach Calipari was saying something to the replay guys. That's a no-no. You can't do that. Kentucky fans, their team's up 71-44. You wouldn't know it right now, would you?
And they're pressing.
Yeah.
And they're pressing.
Inbound Flanagan. Donaldson across midcourt. Drives, hangs one up, he missed it. Rebound Kentucky, foul on Flanagan on the rebound. That's 4 fouls on Allen. And that will put them at the free throw line. Auburn on the day, 6 of 8 from the line. Kentucky 10 of 11. And this will be Shibwe. 18 points and 17 rebounds today for Shibwe. He'll get a couple. Senior out of the Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. Transferred from West Virginia. Free throw is good. (72-44) UK. 6:04 to go in the second half. Second free throw, good as well. 6 minutes to go. Kentucky 73, Auburn 44. Between the circles, Donaldson. Flanagan, ball deflected out of bounds. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Wendell Green Jr. and K.D. Johnson reporting back into the lineup for Auburn. Joining Jalen Williams, Alan Flanagan, and Janai Broom. The inbound Flanagan, ball deflected on the wing, out of bounds off of Wallace. I'll tell you what, Kentucky plays like this down the stretch and into the postseason. Watch out for the Cats.
Well, all the reports we have, their defense was lacking in just being consistent and giving great help side. But today they've showed just 5 people playing, just taking away the paint, taking away the drive.
Low post Broom against Shibwe, turnaround jumper, didn't get it. Rebound Toppin for Kentucky.
And then they rebound with a vengeance.
40 to 18 rebounds today. At the top, Toppin. Now Wallace between the rings. 5:20 to go in the second half. Kentucky 73, Auburn 44. Reeves to the wing, right side, Toppin. Down the lane, hanging one-hander, good.
Toppin is really impressive to me in the way he can put the ball on the floor and then climb the ladder on a shot going so fast into the paint.
5 minutes to go in the second half and a turnover. Toppin took it away. Ahead to Shibwe, to the dunk. 22 for Shibwe. 77 to 44, Kentucky. Auburn has scored 15 points in the second half. Kentucky 37. Flanagan off the left wing, working on fadeaway. It's up, it's no good. He's fouled by Toppin. Third foul on Toppin. And Allen will go to the line to shoot a couple. Auburn doesn't have a field goal in the last 4:49. Kentucky right now in a 17-2 run. Alan Flanagan at the line for a couple for the Tigers. 6 points on the day to go with 1 rebound for Flanagan. First free throw is missed. And Next for the Tigers at SEC champion Alabama Wednesday night at 6. Flanagan again. Good. Allen with 7 on the day. 77-45 Kentucky. 4:28 in the second half. Auburn with some pressure. Wallace breaks it. Drives all the way to the hole and scores.
Impressive what Wallace can do as a freshman. Stay under control, take it the length of the floor, keep his head up, have great vision, and take it right to the rim.
79-45 Kentucky. Backdoor Broom to the hole. Nobody's fouled by Toppin, who picks up his 4th. And it takes us to we're near the timeout break.
He fouls out of the game, Toppin.
That was the 5th on Toppin. My mistake, yeah. He was very good today for Kentucky, wasn't he?
Calipari's playing like this is a 2-point game. Just put someone else in and let's go. I thought he had a lifetime contract. Is he looking for some years on his contract or what?
It will be Lance Ware that will come in. And Janai will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Tigers. Auburn basketball brought to you by East Alabama Health. With more than 70 new positions added in the past 4 years, they're growing their healthcare team to meet the growing needs of Auburn, Opelika, and the surrounding area. Free throw from Janai is missed. Been a tough half of basketball for Auburn, just 5 of 18 from the field. But Janai makes the second free throw. 79-46, Kentucky with the lead as we approach the 4-minute mark of the second half. Jason Wallace across midcourt for UK. It's a screen, goes left wing for Livingston. Penetrates, down to the top for Wallace. Left wing Reeves for 3. Wow, is he hot. 5 threes today for Reeves. 82-46 UK.
And a set play by Kentucky, 4 passes to set Reeves up. Give Kentucky credit. They are very patient in waiting for their teammate to get set up.
Broom from 18 throws up an air ball. And that takes us to our final timeout break. 3:24 to go. Kentucky 82, Auburn 46. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Tiger Talk has been Auburn's weekly coaches show for over 30 years. Join Bruce Pearl and other Auburn coaches every Thursday night at 6 Central. Send questions by tweeting at AU Sports Network or by emailing aubtigertalk@gmail.com. Tiger Talk is presented by Alpha Insurance. Don't miss Tiger Talk, Thursdays at 6 Central, only on the Auburn Sports Network.
This just in, Auburn Bank has completed their 114th year of serving their community.
This next one goes out to Auburn Bank, champions of you.
Touchdown, Auburn Bank! The champions of you are 114-0!
Welcome to Auburn Bank. How can we help?
I hear y'all are undefeated.
Helping you achieve your financial goals is our goal. Visit championsofyou.com to see how we can serve you. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC.
We always picture the SEC student athlete for their speed, their vertical, their agility. But it's time we picture them for more. For their campus voice, their community outreach, and for the simple fact that 20 years later, they're still someone's pride and joy. More than students, more than athletes. In the SEC, it just means more.
Jacob Hillman back in the Auburn Sports Network studios with one final check of the Yellowwood scoreboard before we take a full check in the Regions Bank post-game show. Just getting underway. Number 11 Tennessee leads South Carolina 9-5 with 15:41 to go in the first half. And Vanderbilt leads Florida 8-7 with 16:46 to go in the first half. That Vanderbilt game important as far as Auburn seeding going is the SEC tournament, as the Tigers don't have the tiebreaker over the Commodores. Over at Plainston Park, Bryson Ware hits a 2-run home run, and now the Tigers, Cooper McMurray hits a 2-run home run. Just now it's 12-6 Auburn over USC in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Florida State comes back from 25 points against ACC leader Miami and wins on a 3-point shot at the buzzer from Matthew Cleveland. That's a check of the Yellowwood scoreboard. Back to Rupp Arena.
All right, Jacob, thank you very much. Wish we had better news to report here. Kentucky 82, Auburn 46. Auburn has been outscored 42-17 in the second half of play. Next up for the Tigers at Alabama, which clinched the SEC regular season title with Texas A&M's loss and Alabama's win today. Auburn goes to Alabama Wednesday night at 6. Our pregame coverage from Coleman Coliseum. Randall Dickey will join me on the call at 5:30 on Wednesday night. 3:24 to go in the second half. Trey Donaldson, Leor Berman, K.D. Johnson, Chris Moore, and Dylan Cardwell, the Auburn 5. Kentucky has his starters in there other than Toppin, who fouled out. 82-46 UK. They led by 11 at the half. That lead has continued to go in the second half. K.D. Johnson called for a foul on Casey Wallace trying to drive to the basket. Second foul on KD.
Kentucky still playing with that energy and that hard drive just to execute their offense. Very disciplined offense, and Sheway coming out, getting a round of applause.
Sheway and Livingston check out of the ball game. For Sheway, another double-double, 22 points and 17 rebounds. Livingston on the day, 6 points and 2 rebounds for UK. And Wallace at the line shooting 2. Free throw is good. Freshman out of Richardson High School in Dallas, Texas. He's taken over at the point with Severe Wheeler out with the right ankle injury, and they've not missed a beat with Wallace, have they?
I don't know how Wheeler's going to get back in and get many minutes.
Wallace makes both free throws. Highly touted player coming out of high school. I mean, we shouldn't be that surprised.
No.
I mean, one of the premier players.
But the key is getting into a flow offensively and being a leader at that point guard position as a freshman.
On the wing, Cardwell to KD on the left side. Tried to get it back to Cardwell, and it was deflected and stolen by Reeves for Kentucky.
Great instinct by Reeves to understand Katie was going over the top, and he has the length to steal that pass.
Wallace at the right wing, picks up the dribble, hands the ball to Reeves there, who has 5 threes today. Ware on the wing, hands the ball left side, Fierro. 10 to shoot for Kentucky. Picks up the dribble to Wallace at the point. 7 to shoot. Drives on KD, gets some separation, and scores. 2:24 to go in the second half. Kentucky shooting 63% from the field in the second half. 86-46 Kentucky. Right wing KD, top of the circle Cardwell. Dillon, left wing for Leor Berman, goes baseline. Step back 19-footer, no. Rebound underneath, Ware. And both Moore go to the floor. And they called the foul on Ware. And Kentucky is about to bring some of its walk-ons into the contest. And Chris Moore's at the free throw line for Auburn. 2:02 to go. All Kentucky, 86-46. Free throw by Chris is missed. Walker Horn, Kareem Watkins, Brennan Canada come in for Kentucky. And Chris Moore tries to get the second free throw, and he does. 2 minutes to go. 86-46 Kentucky. Damian Collins out at the top. It's Horn. Horn off the left side, taken away. There's a steal. K.D. Johnson drives to the hole and lays it in. 7 points on the day for KD. A minute 40 to go in the second half. 86-49 Kentucky. Watkins on the right wing against KD. To Collins at the point. Picks up the dribble on the left wing. Gets it to the top for Horn. Horn picks it up, throws a high post pass for Oniso. Drives and missed it. Rebound to Cardwell for Auburn. Dillon on the break for the Tigers. Drives to the free throw line all the way to the hole and dunks it. Minute 9 to go in the second half. 86-51. Auburn on top. Watkins between the rings. Excuse me. Kentucky on top. That's a slip of the tongue there. I apologize. Under a minute to go. Watkins at the top. Kicks it right wing for Horn. Horn picks up the dribble. Lobs it. Collins back to Horn. Penetrates. Kicks it right side. Watkins three. Didn't get it. Weak side rebound for Moore for Auburn. Up the left sideline, KD. Into the corner. Shot is up by Donaldson. It's a three-pointer that's good. 7-point run for, make that an 8-point run for Auburn. 86-54 Kentucky. 28 seconds to go in the contest. Watkins off the left side. Top of the circle for Horn. Low post for Collins. Rather, Agneso miss it. Rebound comes to Cardwell. To Chris Moore. Moore across midcourt for the Tigers. Now to Donaldson at the point. Knocked away. Gets it back. Donaldson long three at the top. In and out. Rebound Kentucky. Final 2 seconds to go and Kentucky wins it. Been a long, long time since Auburn has suffered one like this today.
Well, they ran into a team that offensively was very, very efficient, shooting 56% from the floor, and then defensively showed the SEC and us how effective they can be when they give help side defense and great ball pressure. And they're not, excuse me, but they're such a great outstanding rebounding team.
Yeah, out-rebounded Auburn today, 41-23. Final score from Lexington. Kentucky 86, Auburn 54. Stay tuned, the Regions Bank postgame show is next. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Andy, I took that final break before the end of the game.
Yes, you're right, I'm sorry.
Into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work